Anyone else like to share? How about you in the back with the glasses, sir?
My name's Bobby, and I am an addict.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
You know, you folks aren't here because you're gamblers. You are here because you are terrible gamblers.
Hey, Bobby.
These folks don't need to stop doing what they're doing. They just need to get better at it. Who's stealing?
Please.
Who's that?
Let's roll. The Monday night meltdown has begun. The Pips, the players, the hustlers, the people of Boston, and everybody else in between, from Costa Rica to California, Montreal to Minnesota, as they throw it down right now. Game 4 of the Stanley Cup finals, and 4 is the key number right now, as it is game 4, and it's 4-0 after 2 periods of play. 2 times 2, 4. Not always in today's world in which we live in. As Subway got nailed earlier in the day, turns out they're 6 inches, or really 4.5 inches. It's all right, because I think mine 9 or 10 inches is really 6 inches. So I think everybody's off. Get the rulers out. So it's 4-0 right now after 40 minutes of play. We're on the Washington Capitals. We hit the no goal in the first minute, 9 minutes and 30 seconds, barely. They scored at like 9:54. You know, who are we kidding here? We're screwed. We're screwed. Now, we've got the Capitals. That's a good thing. This game, it'll be plus money for me, because I'll go 2-1, but I did take an in-game no goal in a 10-minute mark that I lost, but I went smaller on that. So I can't lose money on this game. We could either really score nicely if we can hit this, or, you know what, we take it and we move on. All right, so as far as baseball is concerned right now, we have 3 baseball games starting now. I'm on the Atlanta Braves, I'm on the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I'm on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, or whatever the fuck they're called. Anaheim Angels, Orange County Angels, Los Angeles Angels. I don't know. Are they Los Angeles? Are they the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim? I think that's their official name. It's 4-2 right now for the Detroit Tigers. It's a light night in sports tonight. We just have the Stanley Cup. Tomorrow night we'll have baseball. Tomorrow night we'll have baseball, and that'll be it. We could be on location tomorrow night. We could be on location tomorrow night, actually. It might be like a live show. I'm doing the radio show tomorrow afternoon from an ice cream and coffee shop across the street from the Rogers Center. Blue Jays and Yankees tomorrow. I'm doing that from 4 to 7, but I think I'm doing the night show there. I think I'm supposed to do Wednesdays there as well, but Wednesday there's NBA basketball, so that's not happening. Tomorrow night's a good night for that. Shake it up a little bit. It should be a baseball night tomorrow night. Yeah, so we're on the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Atlanta Braves, and the Angels. I don't care what they're called. The Angels. I didn't like laying the minus 185. I did it earlier in the day. It went up, man. The game has just started. It's the top of the first inning right now. The first pitch just started here, Arizona and San Francisco, and they haven't thrown the first pitch yet. Oh, they just threw the first pitch right now in Atlanta and San Diego. I tweeted out my picks earlier. I think we did a good job in avoiding the New York Yankee game this evening. You know, there was only 4 games. You know, a ton of people jumped up and took the New York Yankees tonight. Now, the game's not over yet, but it's 4-2 right now for the Detroit Tigers. It's in the 9th inning, actually, but the Yankees have a runner on first, so they could tie this with one swing of the bat. They're a powerful offense. Man, game 2's, there's a strikeout. Must have been Stanton. Game 2's of doubleheaders are tough, man. And the Yankees' schedule has been so out of sync like all year that, it's just kind of awkward. Like their lineup is kind of depleted tonight. They didn't have their A-list lineup tonight. They rolled out their A-list lineup during the day, but they didn't at nighttime. I kind of expected the Yankees, like there would be sort of a public trap of this game tonight. We'll see what happens here. So as I said, I'm on the Atlanta Braves, I'm on the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I'm on the Angels. I'll take 2-1. If we can go 2-1, we'll take it. We'll move on. The key right now is tonight we'll do a little third period in-game betcast for the Stanley Cup, even though my angle is a little bit worse with this setup this evening, but we like to mix it up. So, yeah, tomorrow night, if you're going to the baseball game, and I know some of you might be, if you're going to the baseball game, New York Yankees and Toronto Blue Jays stop by before the game or even after the game. We'll get you the address for this. It's on Front Street. I know that. Like, do you know where the Domino's is? That's what I'll just tell people. It's right beside the Domino's. There's a Domino's right near the Rogers Center on Front Street. I don't know, man. Toronto's a big fucking city. I don't know the name of every street. It's funny, too, because I always get fucking pissed off when people don't know the names of streets somewhere. Last time I was in Montreal, and I'm from Montreal, but I got fucking confused as to where I was. And I asked the lady, which way is that street? Right away, she's like, I don't know. And I'm thinking, how the fuck don't you know? Fuck. You're an old lady. Fuck. You're fucking like, really? Like, if you were a dumb kid, I'd understand. But you're an old lady. You've lived in this neighborhood forever. Fuck. But I honestly, man, I couldn't tell you the names of the streets in my own neighborhood right here. Fuck. I sort of know a few of the names. I can name like half the names of the streets. I go by sort of, I can tell, all right, the fucking, it's beside the 7-Eleven. In Costa Rica, they don't have addresses. There's no address in Costa Rica. Like there are no numbers outside of buildings there. It was freaking me and Donnie Rightside out because me and Donnie Rightside, we went to some restaurant and we're outside and we're like, all right, call an Uber. And we're like, yeah, but to where? Fuck. Like, where are we? What's the address? I remember I said, what's the address of this place? And they're like, oh, no, there's no addresses here. I was like, well, how? Like, what do you mean there's no addresses? They're like, no, there's no numbers here. I said, well, how do you deliver mail here? They said, there's no mail. There's no postal service in Costa Rica. Like, there is no, like, Costa Rican postal service. You know what I mean? They don't have mail. They don't have addresses. It's fucking bizarre world. And I'm like, well, how do people find, like, places and shit? And what if you have a delivery or whatever? And they're like, well, if you want mail, you can get mail, but you have to go pick it up. Like they don't deliver to your door, and it's not like by the government. It's like a private, it's like UPS type shit or whoever. There's like PO boxes and shit. So I'm not saying no one in Costa Rica can't get mail, but they got to go to like the PO box at the UPS store or whatever to do it. So yeah, like you can send shit out and you can receive stuff, but you have to go to a post office box. And I'm like, well, I said, well, how do you fucking, what are we going to tell the Uber? And he's like, well, they fucking just sort of drive slowly in the area and they figure it out. It's like everyone in Costa Rica, like you describe where you are. So you just basically tell people, I'm at that restaurant, fuck, the name of the restaurant. Or you tell them, you know what I mean? I'm near the stadium, fuck. I'm a block away from the stadium. It's like, it's very, very gray area. But that's why why so many people move there to disappear. Yeah, I guess, you know what? Mail is going to be a thing of the past everywhere anyways, fucking soon enough. All right. So what? The son of a bitch, the Royals score right away in the first. It's all right. No panic. It's a good thing Danny Duffy's on the hill tonight for Kansas City. The Angels haven't batted yet, so we're not going to panic. But come on, Tropiano, get your motherfucking shit together. All right, the third period has started. So we'll focus in on this hockey game and during this third period. And after the hockey game at 11 o'clock Eastern or so, which should be right on pace for this, Joe Lisi steps up and in and joins us. We'll talk some college football win totals with Joe Lisi. I promised that we would start talking college football, and, you know, gosh darn it, whether there's Stanley Cup or NBA Finals or whatever, the college football season is coming. It's time to dig in a little bit more. Now, we're not going to start our conference by conference preview just yet, but we'll jump in and we'll hit some win totals tonight. So if you guys have a team, that you want to ask about, you can fire away. Joe Lisi will be here at 11 o'clock. We've got numbers. We've got numbers for pretty much all the teams right now. Win totals for pretty much all the teams. Yes, DeAndre Francois is still there. If you remember last year at the IFBC, I gave you guys Florida Atlantic over 4.5. There's no free pass this year with Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic win total is 9 this year. Wow, 9. Fucking washed it on the power play. It's tough to win on these win totals when you bet on when you're betting on brand name teams, and you're betting on big time schools. It's a little bit of a problem because the numbers are pretty sharp and the numbers are pretty high. You really have to scour for like the crappy team that nobody's talking about, that's flying under the radar, that have a lot of players coming back, that have an easy schedule. I've got to start digging in soon, but we'll start throwing some of these numbers here at Joe Lisi. Like, here's an interesting team, the Buffalo Bulls. See, that's the type of team I'm talking about. You know, what are you going to do? You're going to bet on Alabama at 11 wins? Fuck, you know, like, it's tough. You know, you want to find a team like the Buffalo Bulls or the Colorado Buffaloes. Like, Colorado's win total is 4. Like, really? Like, it's hard not to win fucking 5 or 6 games, isn't it? Like, everybody wins. Everybody's 6-6 in college football. Buffalo is 6.5, and I'm intrigued by this because I remember last year, I totally remember, man, Buffalo were fucking 3-6 last year. Their backs were against the wall. They were 3-6. And these motherfuckers dug down deep, man. Those kids dug down deep. I remember we bet on them on a weekly basis. It was their drive for a bowl game. And they won the last 3 games of the year, and then they didn't get a bowl invite. They didn't get a bowl invite. So like I said, they got to 6-6 last year, and they were 3-6. I think they have a lot of players back, too. They have a decent coach as well. Like I said, Buffalo, I look forward to Lisi's take on the Buffalo Bulls. Buffalo Bulls win total is 6.5. So they just have to get to 7 wins here, but it's quite a lot of wins, actually. It means they, they got to go 7-5. Now, one thing about the Buffalo Bulls, it's not like they ever play a tough non-conference schedule. That's why I never go to their motherfucking games, man. I'd like to go to a Buffalo Bull game, but the problem is they never play anybody. Like, it's a lot of effort to go see the Buffalo Bulls, to go see them play fucking Delaware. And not even Delaware, not even the Blue Hens, man. Like, Buffalo open up with fucking Delaware State, so that's a win. Then they're at Temple. That's a loss. They could win, actually, but it's a loss. Eastern Michigan at Buffalo. That's a tough one. Ah, fuck. Vegas just scored. Ah, fuck. There goes the total 5.5, man. Fucking motherfucker. Well, hope he can't stop everything. Fuck. I just heard one of my neighbors celebrate this goal. I don't know what you're celebrating, but buddy. Boo! I swear to God, I just heard this guy go woo as they scored. If I could hear him go woo, they must really hear me. I have my door open too. Fuck. 4-0. They don't pull the goalie at 4-0. Now, they're probably going to score again, fucking make it 4-2 and shit, or they will pull the goalie at 4-1. Fuck me, man. Nah, he's a nice guy, that guy. He's not trolling me. This will really take we'll hit the UFC later in the week. This will really take a fucking, although I do like Whitaker, this will really motherfucking take a miracle to keep this shit under the number. "13 minutes and 50 seconds without a goal scored." I'm not liking our chances. Fuck. It'd be really nice to hit this and hit it all again, but what are you gonna do? You know what pisses me off about this though is that now I got to worry about the baseball games. Like if I went smaller on the baseball, but if I hit this hockey, it's like, all right, whatever happens in baseball is just bonus. Now it's like, oh fuck, I better win these baseball bets. Yeah, I could cash out probably. Let's take a look. No. No, the game is suspended right now. They never put higher than a 6.5 out here. They put a 6.5 once. I considered it, but I was like, nah, I'll just stick with my look. I hit the no goal in the first 9:30. I'm on the Washington Capitals. Fucking Vegas nearly just scored again. Babano in the house. What's up, Babano? Yeah, I could cash out now, but they're not offering very much. The in-game total right now is 6.5 minus 180. If you think it goes over 6.5, that's plus 150. Holy shit. It's 1-0 for the Padres now. We're losing 2 of our 3 baseball games already. 1-0, like right away. That's just fucking great, isn't it? Stay calm. Stay calm. It's early. Fucking Angels. All right, Angels have a runner on first base. Come on, man. I don't want this stress. The good news is it's scoreless still in Arizona and San Francisco. We're not losing that game yet. Yeah, we're losing 1-0 in 2 of the 3 games here. Andrew McKinnis in the house, the ice crew. What's up, McKinnis? Good to see you in Halifax. Got to get you on the show again. We'll start talking CFL. Yeah, San Diego are playing good baseball right now. I'm aware. So are Atlanta. Clayton Richard's not a great pitcher. Listen, it's early right now, guys. No one's panicking yet here. What are we, Eric Cohen? Although I will get a little fucking tight under the collar here if San Francisco takes the lead. I went smaller on the baseball, but I don't want to lose these bets. So let's just get through this fucking hockey game. We haven't lost the total yet. We haven't summoned Lord Gambler in a while, but you know what's going to happen is we're going to get there's going to be a penalty, and we're going to get power played here. Fuck. Eventually, there'll be a power play. The thing is, too, at fucking 4-0, man. When it was 4-0, we were in a good spot. Like, Vegas were sort of quitting. You know what I mean? 4-0 in a hockey game is like 28-0 in a football game. Like, Vegas, you know, and even Washington were just sort of firing the puck around. Like, fucking Vegas scoring 1 single goal just changes the total dynamic now. Suddenly, Vegas are like, fuck, man, if we can score 1 more goal in the next couple of minutes before the 10-minute mark, we're only down by 2. Like, Vegas suddenly have a spark here. You know, Washington sort of took the pedal off the metal a little bit. This sets up nicely, though. I predicted the Capitals in 6 before the series started. I've been sticking by this. I keep telling you guys this. And, you know, Vegas showing a little spark here in life right now. I think it'll set up nicely for them going back home. Vegas will go back home, win game 5, and then the Stanley Cup ends on Friday or Saturday night, whenever it is. When do they play? When's game 6? We crushed the CFL this week, as our members of Patreon are aware. The only game we got wrong was fucking Babano's Tiger Cats. BC plus 9.5 was a winner. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers was a winner. Winnipeg and Edmonton under 55 was a winner. That stupid Argonaut fucking Tiger Cat game was the one that cost us. But hey, we'll take it. If we can go like 3-1, 5-1, 5-2, whatever, to CFL every week. I used to be degenerate. I'd bet like both side and total of every CFL game pretty much. I'm going to try to stay away from doing that. I'll just sort of take what I think are the best bets in the CFL. You know, basically there's 8 options in the CFL. You know, a broken clock could be right in the CFL sometimes. There's 8 options. There's 4 games a week. Right? There's 4 games a week. So you have side and total. And you've got, you know, the over-under you can choose from. I cannot personally believe that fucking Tyson Fury is a champion of motherfucking anything. That's how bad, like, boxing is. He's a tough dude. I'll give it to him. I think Anthony Joshua would beat Fury, in my opinion. But I'm not a good person to ask. I don't really think much of Tyson Fury. But I am starting to think that Wilder will beat Joshua. Joshua gets hit way too much, and his power is lacking. You know, Joshua looks the part, but he struggles against some average and old fighters, man. Like Tyson Fury, Tyson Fury is just more street than Joshua, and I think can sort of dig down deeper. One thing we've shown, though, Joshua has shown he does have a chin. He has been hit pretty hard. And, the thing is, I don't think Wilder's that good either. But Wilder is fucking like his name. He's wild. Like, Wilder is an awkward fucking fighter, man. That's how he gets by. Like, we've talked about it. Deontay Wilder is like a street fighter. He looks like a bouncer. Fuck. It's like Draymond Green fighting or something. Like, his fundamentals are fucking terrible. Like, he doesn't do anything that a boxing trainer would condone doing, right? But, like, he comes like those weird angles and his weird out of nowhere fucking jabs and shit. And he is very, like, aggressive. Like, I guess the right term is unorthodox, but he's an awkward fighter. He is. And he's a big fucking dude, and he's got a shitload of power. Fuck. Like I said, Joshua, to me, Joshua looks the part. Joshua looks the part, but I think Joshua is just a little bit more height than substance right now. Wilder and Joshua will happen. There's too much money at stake for it not to happen. For the record, Anthony Joshua is a minus 225 favorite against Deontay Wilder. He's a minus 225 favorite. Anthony Joshua minus 225, Deontay Wilder plus 175. If they're fighting, like, if they make this fight, I mean, they're going to make it. Joshua was just talking the other day about how he doesn't want to fight in America. He doesn't trust the judges. But then he said, I'm going to fuck him up. He said, I'm going to fuck him up so bad. And he's like, but I'm not fighting in America because I don't trust the judges in America. It's kind of a contradiction, because if you said you're going to fuck him up, you won't need the judges. Yet Joshua will need the judges. He's needed the judges. He does need the judges. Boom, 1-1, Angels score. So they're going to make the fight. It's just where it's going to end up. Vegas, listen. You can't really criticize Anthony Joshua, though. I don't know. You can and you can't. To me, it's kind of pussy-ish of him to, if you say you're the best fighter in the world, then you really shouldn't, and you're a heavyweight, you really shouldn't be scared to fight anybody anywhere. And I'm not saying you go into someone's back fucking yard and you put yourself in a stupid position. But look, Deontay Wilder's from fucking Alabama. You're not fighting in Alabama. And the fact of the matter is, the United States is the biggest fucking marquee market. Now, boxing is massive in Europe. I get it. for me, personally, I say fucking put the fight. I'd fucking put the fight at in Jerry's World out there in Dallas in the big stadium. It would be cool in New York outdoors at MetLife. You know, the football stadium or even Yankee Stadium. You know, that's the thing. Like, boxing should be like the old days with these cool things. Like, I remember growing up, and I know a lot of you guys remember this stuff too. We were talking about it the other day with our favorite boxers and stuff with, you know, Hitman Hearns and Hagler and all these guys. You know, remember they fought at Olympic Stadium, but they used to fight in sort of more exotic places. And, you know, they thought outside the box. Now it's just like, wow, whatever, we'll fight at the MGM. It's like, whatever, man. You know, MGM only holds fucking 14,000 people. You know, like Floyd Mayweather and Conor can pretend how big their fight was all they want. You guys couldn't even sell out the MGM. You didn't even sell it out. Right? So I can understand Anthony Joshua, to be honest. Like, look, if you put this at Yankee Stadium, don't tell me it wouldn't sell out, the Yankee Stadium. The problem is, hey, there's Fremont Street where we're going to be in a couple of months, boys, for the IPC. Like, don't tell me that it doesn't sell out. You put this at Yankee Stadium or even the football stadium. But the problem is New York is a shit show. You can't trust the judges there. So I wouldn't want to do it there. Las Vegas, I wouldn't be into it if I was Joshua in Vegas. I'd say if I was Anthony Joshua, my perspective would be, I totally get it. He's not into fighting in Vegas. Is number one, Vegas is fucking shady. All right? I'd be able to list a long list of fucking fights, man. Of which, you know, most notably Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley. So it's not like Las Vegas judges are above fucking over someone in a world title fight. They will. Oh, I just held a rematch here. Like, they will. So Joshua, I could say, you know, I could see his defense here on this. I can, you know, if I'm his agent and I'm thinking like Anthony Joshua, I'm like, listen, New York is a shit show. Yes, it's a great market, but something weird will happen. I'm not in. Las Vegas, we can't trust the boxing commission or the judges. And, you know, we look at the UFC calls, we can fucking point out, oh, fuck, did they score again? Fuck me. I should have bet that over 6.5 at plus money because now there'll be another empty netter. Settle down, Babano. I know, what a weird goal, fuck, too. Fuck. Whatever. This is all setting up for Vegas in the next game. Yeah, you know what a club sandwich stands for? Everyone knows about a club. Holy fuck, too. This is going great, Lomas. That's great news, fuck. 2-1 suddenly. Holy shit. It's going to be one of these nights, huh? You know what a club, you know, like a club sandwich? Why do they call it a club? What's the club? What's the club? Come on, Bruce. Where do you get the tomato? Where's the tea? Yeah, it's chicken lettuce under bacon. I always just thought they called it a club sandwich because it was big. Bruce saw my fucking tweet. That's why he knows. Bruce did not know that. Bruce only knows. Yeah, exactly, Bruce. We didn't know that Domino's Pizza made club sandwiches now. Yeah, no, I'll admit I did not know that either. And I like club sandwiches. Club sandwiches are big in Montreal. I had no idea. Yeah, club sandwich, what's a club sandwich? I don't know. I just thought it was big. The triple-decker sandwich, I never really thought about it. But yeah, it's chicken lettuce under bacon. Holy fuck, it's 5-2. I told you it was going to go over fucking 6.5. I was just going to click it too. Fuck. Fuck. We're down 2-0 in the Padre game. It's 2-1 in the fucking Royal game. These cocksuckers won't stop fucking scoring. I mean, I got the Washington Capitals. That's a good thing. But fuck, man, this is pissing me off. What a shit show. Vegas are getting their ass handed to them. Like, this is all there is to it. Like, look at this. Vegas fucking are hit. Look, Vegas fucking guy tries to hit the dude on the Capitals. The guy in the Capitals just fucking smacks him in the face, knocks his teeth out, and scores. It's like Demolition Derby. Like, Vegas are just, look at this. Boom. Boom. Oshie. Did he elbow him in the face, though? Jared Gallant says so. That's a fucking rout, man. 5-2. I don't know. I knew it. At 6.5 and plus money. And then I was like, right after they scored, but I was bitching about this club sandwich. I blame Bruce. Chad. Right after they scored, when it was 4-2, I'm like, oh, they're going to score again. Fuck. There'll be another goal. And then there is. Fuck. Fucking club. These fucking baseball games, man. I don't know why I'm so mad about this hockey game. I'm going to win money on it no matter what, but these baseball games are another story. Fuck. They should have just pulled Marc-Andre Fleury before. You're just running this kid into the ground right now. It's 4-on-4, 5-2 right now. Every time I check in to bet on it, it's suspended. Fuck, I can't get in on it. I swear, man. Someone asked me the other day, which team fucks me all the time? The Atlanta fucking Braves, man. Julio Teheran's getting lit up, man, like a fucking spliff. Runner on first and second right now. San Diego have already got 3 hits. They've scored 2 runs. At least there's 2 out if we get out of this inning. Listen, Atlanta have good bats, but this is a pitcher's park. The Angels tie it up, and Tropiano gives it right back. There's a runner on second base right now. Arizona and San Francisco still scoreless. Because, yeah, a Derek Holland game is just fucking shooting right under the number. Fucking baseball. It's just all over the place, man. That's why we're going to start talking football. You know what? Baseball is frustrating. Like, baseball, I said this all the time, and I've done a pretty good job of this. Like, I didn't go massive on baseball or anything tonight. I don't want to lose these games, but the thing with baseball is, like, after this, look, dude, the hockey's going to be over by the end of the week probably. Or whatever it is. This weekend, hockey's going to be done. The NBA is over in a week or so. They drag this shit out, but the NBA doesn't have much time left. We're not going to have anything, fuck. Us as Bobby Riggs, inspired degenerate gamblers, at nighttime, we're not really going to have anything. Fortunately, the World Cup of Soccer starts next week, so we'll have the World Cup during the day. But at nighttime, it's fucking 4 in the morning in Russia where we're going to be on. I'll put the word out, actually. We'll see if I know anyone going to Russia that could be our correspondent when they're out there. World Cup starts next Thursday. Yeah, we'll see you there, Brian Rowe. So, yeah, I was going to say, so the problem with baseball, listen, I love baseball. Baseball is like one of my favorite sports. It really is. Like, you know, I'm not bored by baseball. I find it, you know, when you're watching NBA basketball and you flick, or hockey, you flick to a baseball game. It's slow, but you get used to it and you get into the summer groove. But the problem with baseball is, and I've always said this, I've said this for years, baseball betting is exactly like a baseball hitter, like a player. Like, we as bettors betting baseball live the exact same thing that these players do, except we're not shredding our fucking ACLs playing 162 games in a row. So, like, my point is, in baseball, like, look, man, Aaron Judge tonight's 0 for 5. He strikes out 5 fucking times. All right, he's one of the best players in the league. He's got 16 home runs. He's fucking crushing it. He strikes out 5 fucking times tonight. That's the thing. Remember last week in baseball, one night I went fucking 7-1. Everyone was fucking coming in here. Oh, great job. 7-1 baseball. The fucking next night I was like 1-4, and I lost fucking 3 of the games by 1 run. That's what I'm saying. So baseball, when you're betting, you got to just always bet the same units and take the losses and the wins and sort of think of the big picture. Because if you're betting baseball and you're like, man, I fucking won 7 of my last 9 baseball bets, I'm going to put $800 on this next game, or $1,000. It's insane. Like, you can go 5-1 in baseball one night and 0-4 the next night, and it's not really your fault. You did the same thing you did the day before. Like, baseball is such a bloody random fucking numerical fucking sport. You know, they play 162 games. I'd like to know, somebody, maybe Larry Wawa is a smart guy, an old man might know, like, what's the possibility? How many fucking things can happen? How many things can happen on like a swing of a bat? Like, I think it's like 29 or something, right? Like, there's so many different things that can happen. It could be an error. It could be a fucking, you know what I mean? It could be an inside the park home run. It could be a fucking bloop single. You could fucking line drive it at something. Like, there's like, I remember in the old days, someone told me, I don't know if it's 41 things that can happen within that bat. It's fucking insane, the amount of different like scenarios. So that's the thing with baseball. It's so random, fuck. You know, like now with all these stats, you talk about the hard contact rate. Like, you talk about the hard contact rates and shit like that. That's what we're saying. Like, you know, some players fucking drill the ball and it fucking goes right at somebody. Some other fuckers bloop it and it drops right in the hole, man. You know, like, baseball is a weird sport like that. So when you're betting it, you know, you kind of got to bite the fucking bullet. Yeah, I'd like to find out the exact one. Exactly, Sean. It's crazy. Like, there's literally like 38 fucking scenarios that can happen on a ball, like a pitch. You know what I mean? Like, you go down the list: ground ball to first base, second base, pop fly, fucking air, bunt, pass ball, fucking hit by pitch, home run, fuck, inside the park home run, double, triple. It just goes on and on. And every pitch, it's like life, man. Like, why does the ball go there? I don't know. It just did, fuck. Yeah, so like I'm saying, I'm 7 ways to reach first base, huh? Yeah, triple play, balk. Like, There's so many things. And if you bet enough and you watch baseball every night, guys, we were here together. Remember that night? We were on the air together. I've been watching baseball. I was the host of the Expos post-game show. I've been watching baseball my entire fucking life, and I'm old. I never seen a game end with a guy fucking step on the wrong side of the first baseline. Remember that night with Matt Kemp? Fucking Dodgers come back. They got a runner. The Kemp gets on base and shit, and he fucking ran past the bag. And he didn't turn to run the second, but he did step on the other side of the line, and they tagged him, and he was out. We're watching baseball for fucking 45 years. Never seen that happen before. I've seen it happen where guys will turn and run and shit, but I never seen a guy run past the base and casually turn around and walk past to the bag, but he fucking stepped on the wrong side of the line. It was like Field of Dreams or something, and he got old again. Fuck. Exactly. What's up, Chi-Town sick wit? Exactly. Look at fucking Larry Johnson. Yeah, bird. Good call, Degenerate Dean. Like the randomness, fuck. A fucking bird can fly in front of home plate and gets fucking slaughtered. Capitals are acting classless now. All right, you know what? This is a little bit of what hockey should be. But this is a problem, and this is why I hate to say it, but I tell you, this is why Vegas are getting pushed around in this series too. Because Washington are cheap shotting them, Washington are hitting them, they're taking the body. Washington are big dudes. And Vegas don't do anything. We all know the hockey code right now. The hockey code, look, so what? They just cheap shotted Oshie into the boards. They ran Oshie into the boards. It's not really a cheap shot. Like, long story short, Vegas should be punching people and shit. Like, there should be fights right now. Like, Vegas should be, you know what? You guys are getting too comfortable. That's the best way of putting it. They're too comfortable, Washington. Washington are skating around. Look at the last goal, man. The fucking Oshie nails the dude in the face. They score after. It's like it's out of control. Like, Vegas, I don't have a problem with Vegas running Oshie there, to be honest with you. And honestly, if I was Vegas, I'd run after Ovechkin now and shit, too. You guys are about to be down 3-1 in the cup. You're getting bitch slapped, right? Washington are bitch slapping you, man. And you guys aren't doing anything besides, ooh, you little push after the fucking whistle. It's time for you to start punching people in the face. Like, that's classless of Oshie fucking blah, blah, blah after. I'm on Washington, Matt McCursey. Did you hear me say I was on Vegas here? I'm on Washington. But yeah, like, you know, we all know in hockey, fuck, if you're losing even in a regular season. Like, you know, a lot of people don't like that about hockey. They think it's Bush League. Like, if you're losing a game 4 or 5-0, or if you're in a spot like this, you basically just start cheap shotting people. That's the hockey code. That is the code. Like, it's expected. Like, it's normal. It's basically sending a message for the next game. You punch someone in the face, you fucking start slashing people, and it's like, listen, motherfuckers, you know, you're not getting a free pass in the next game. It's over. But Vegas, that's not them. They're getting bullied a little bit now. And, you know, I knew this coming into the series, why I picked Washington, because Washington did the same thing to Tampa Bay. And you could tell Tampa's will got broken a bit. And Tom Wilson was talking about it, about how he could tell Tampa were getting more and more just beaten down as the series went on with the physicality. And it's the same thing here with Vegas right now. Like, Vegas are a fast team. They're playing in slow motion out here. They're spent. And there's another goal. See, it's a rout. Like, they're getting their ass handed to them. And Gerard Gallant, the head coach here, he's done a great job with his team this year, but he's really fucked up here. He's really fucked this up. I fucking tweeted out immediately after the fourth goal, you need to pull Marc-Andre Fleury now. Marc-Andre Fleury has played every motherfucking minute of the playoffs, for fuck's sakes. All right? He's played every fucking minute. He's been ambushed with shots. He's fucking tired. You weren't coming back. You weren't coming back and winning. So good for you. You made it 4-2 and shit. Now it's 6-2. You know, you're getting fucking beat up. You got guys injured in the last 5 minutes of this game here. You would have been better off just tapping out at 4-0. I would, me personally, there's no way in hell Marc-Andre Fleury plays third period of this game. And now the bubbles burst, man. That's another thing. It's like leaving a quarterback in a route to fucking throw 6 interceptions. Like, the hotness is gone for Marc-Andre Fleury now. The bubbles burst. It's a fucking shooting gallery. He looks like fucking he's overmatched now and shit. Big mistake leaving Marc-Andre Fleury in. You got to rest the guy. What was the point of leaving your best player in to get beat on right now? His confidence, the fatigue. I was a goalie, man. It sucks standing there in the equipment and shit. It's fucking hot as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, he's getting worn out, man. You're not going to win the game. And now you just have the Washington Capitals trolling him and laughing and fucking, hey, we scored again. Fuck. Everyone on Washington gets confidence now. It's a stupid move by Gallant. He should have pulled the fucking goalie. You know, why do you think fucking Patrick Waugh fucking flipped out? Like, when are you going to pull him? At 8 goals? That's why Patrick Waugh fucking snapped. He said, you fucking left me out there, fuck. I'll never play for you again. Like, it's not an insult to Fleury. You're doing him a favor, fuck. Like, that's the thing. It's a sign of respect. It's like, all right, bro. It's been an epic fucking run, man, for the last fucking 2.5 months, but you got to get some sleep. And we got fucking 2 days to get ready for the next game. It's like sort of like basketball. You know, like when they took LeBron out the other night with 5 minutes left. You know, it's like we're getting routed. Let's pull him, fuck. You know, why play this guy right now? You know, if somebody asks him, I don't know, the hockey media is so pussified, but I'm sure he'll say, listen, we were still in the game. It was only 4-0. We made it 4-2. But you're not scoring 5 goals. It's a coach's decision. I get it, but I mean, think about it though, guys. You might think, what's the big deal? The big deal is, number one, you're risking injury. Number two, Marc-Andre Fleury's been out here for about an hour and 15 minutes and he didn't have to be. Marc-Andre Fleury could already be showered in a suit right now and done. All right? Now he's got to go through all this bullshit after the fucking game and press conferences and big mistake. Listen, I do think they're going to win, though. Yeah, they're going to fire the coach. Yeah, in the old days, if this is the Montreal Canadiens and the Philadelphia fucking Flyers, then right now there'd be like people hitting each other over the heads with sticks and shit. I think that the hockey's been very good. The level of hockey that the Washington Capitals are playing and the speed that Vegas has played with to get this far has been very, very good level, high level of hockey. Like I said, I played hockey and, this is other stratosphere shit that's like, whoa, fuck. Like I said, it makes you realize how good these guys are in the NHL, but it's not as intense, It's good hockey, but it's not like, oh my God, you got to see this game, To me, it's just sort of, it's a game. It's a game on TV. The skill level is through the roof to me. Like, if we want to talk about skill level of this series, it's 9 on 10. You know, Ovechkin, fucking Backstrom, fucking, Kuznetsov, Holtby making saves, Marc-Andre Fleury, the level he was playing at. It's great stuff, but as far as intensity is concerned, I got to give it like a 6, you know? Like, to me, I'm watching this shit, it just looks like regular season stuff to me. Like, this is the way the regular season should be. And listen, Washington are selling out and they're blocking shots and shit, but I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of Stanley Cup finals. It's the ones for, like, I've seen about 40 Stanley Cup finals in my years. To be honest, exactly 42 of them. The first Stanley Cup final I remember vividly is 1977. I remember 76 a bit. I remember Philadelphia winning and shit, but 77 Canadiens Bruins, I remember it. So 40 years of Stanley Cups I've watched, and trust me, the level of intensity is nowhere near. And I'm not one of these guys, oh, it used to be better in the old days. These players are better than the old players. These guys would kick the shit out of the old guys, but it's not as intense. All right, quick bathroom break. Bong break, bathroom break, get ready, because when we come back, we're talking college football with Joe Lisi. You guys in the chat can ask about a team. We'll see if we can find a win total for you. All right, Joe Lisi will step up and in a couple of minutes here. All right, give us 1 second, and Joe Lisi will join us.
We're both huge fans of James Neal, so he's not getting any favors from the officials now because they seem to think he embellished. Well, you gotta stop. You know what I think. I mean, he's a great friend of mine. The whole team, they gotta stop this here with the head flipping it back. I can't understand. Everybody's doing it. The referees have caught on to it. Even when it is a penalty, they won't call it. You're not going to embarrass them. Help to get involved, and I asked, let's show that because you always like taking care of your stick. Well, I don't understand this one. Maybe we should do it. He cleans the stick when he been. And anyhow, when anybody got a goal, so what I'm talking about, maybe he should give it a couple of kisses the next game.
One last thing for you, Don. Nicholas Backstrom is very underrated in the mix of this amazing run by the Capitals. Two lovely assists tonight. Go Colin Miller to stop throwing his head back. So I wanted to show him, because you're now, I'm sure, the biggest fan of the Swedes ever lived. Because the number one draft choice, we'll get to him in a moment, but he came to actually get his photo taken with you today. I think that caught you a little off guard. Thanks, Scott. Probably go number one overall. He's in his It's such a monster memorial.
Yeah, he was the first guy to get that picture taken, and then after that was the ball. So I had a good time today, and the general was outstanding. I just love to get guys like him on.
Thank you, nonetheless. We'll come right back with Nick Kelly and Elliott. Some final thoughts here from Capital One Arena. Alex Ovechkin's team
is one win away.
And that will be hosting its annual ball, and we are going to rob it. Hands on. Are you nervous? Yeah. $150 million. Ocean's 8 in theaters Friday. And you look amazingly. Oh, when you're V-neck.
Joining us live from New York City. Go for the two. Joe Lisi. College football season now just 2 months away. It's time to talk some win totals. GoForThe2.com. Joe Lisi. Crowd's going crazy. Joe Lisi joins us live from New York. Studio 34B. That's enough, crowd. Calm down. Settle down. Joe Lisi. What's up, Joe? What's up, Joe? We had the great intro, and then he froze. Joe, is this a mugshot from Joe Lisi? Fuck, man. People ask me, why do you have the same guest on all the time? Well, you know. Well. All right, is Joe unfrozen now? He seems to have a grin on his face this time. In the last mugshot, he did it. Are you with us, Joe?
Gabe?
What's going on, Joe?
Yeah, I don't know. I got this control.
You're cutting in and out. You're like freezing and stuff. Log in and out, Joe.
I have no idea what I'm dealing with. This tech.
Yeah, if you can hear me, log out. Just like click out and try clicking back in. All right. Fucking stress. Don't slam the fucking door, Joe. All right. The thing is, poor guy. All right, there he is. He logged out. We gave him the great intro. Even flow. I'm telling you, man. Like, you know, There's often times I'm like, I can try to get this guy on, but I'm like, fuck. It's, Joe's been on before, though. I think Joe's just having some issues here. Some computer issues. It's getting to the point. It's getting to the point where I'm going to have to start just doing phone interviews with people again. All right, here's Joe. Do we have Joe back? We have you, Joe. Can you hear me, Joe?
Yeah, what's up, Gabe? How are you, my friend?
Almost. I don't know what's going on here. We're not getting your picture for some reason.
Yeah, I hear.
Hey, what are you on, an airplane? Fuck. All right, give me a second. I'll try logging out, and I'll see if it saves them. Joe Lisi. What's up, Joe? Can you hear me, Joe?
Gabe.
Yo. We're having some technical difficulties here, Joe.
Can you hear me?
We're having a little bit of an issue.
Hang on 1 second. Let me try my phone. Let's see if that's any better. If I have to do that, I'll do that. It's crazy. I got more devices than I know what to do with, and none of them. It's crazy. It's unreal. I got more stuff downloaded, and it's not porn. Believe it or not. Hang on 1 second. If this works, we might have to go with this. Unbelievable. What are you watching there, my friend? Are you watching hockey? All right. Let's see how this works.
Wow. It's like I got brought down with fucking Joe there. Fucking shit show. I'll send Joe a message here. All right, we'll see what happens here. That was fucking crazy. I'm like, hey, Joe, he's sort of there and he wasn't there and then he was there. And I'm like, all right, maybe it's me. Like, so I logged back in. I came in and out. And I'm like, no, it's not me. And then after that, man, my fucking computer started spinning because I'm logging in and out too fast, fucking over and over. All right, we'll see if Joe can hop back in here. It's too bad because Joe's real good too, but. He lives in Princeton, fuck. Like Joe lives like 10 minutes from Princeton University. Like what, they don't have internet in fucking New Jersey? Yeah. Every night's just a shit show here, huh? Like it just is, fuck. You know, it's fucking screwing me over. I sent Joe a message, so we'll see if he's able to hop back in here or not. He's probably getting all pissed off thinking it's on us and shit. But I swear to God, it was like, remember Friday night was a shit show with Mick Aussie. Saturday night was a shit show with Jason Gold. Tonight's a shit show. It's like, fuck. Like, honestly, that's why, like, we have a, that's why, like, we sort of stick to the people that, like, can do this. Like, oh, yeah, it's fucking Sonny Vega fucking trying to burn his house down. Fucking. We were cruising along. You know, I was already upset about the hockey game, even though I won money on the game. I was a little upset about the game. I was looking forward to talking to Joe. I got the great intro for him coming in here. Come on. What a great fucking intro we had. And then, yeah, I went into mugshot fucking mode.
A favor, will you please? Will you do me a kindness?
Will you?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be walking in and out of being fucked up, and I got to come back.
I don't make any difference to me at this juncture. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Tony. Don't slam the fucking door. No more. Listen, I'm going to give a clue here now. I don't want any more bullshit anytime during the day.
Looks like we've got Joe Lisi back. Joe Lisi, live from Princeton, New York. What's up, Joe? Oh, God, no. What's up, Joe? No. No. It's his internet. It's your internet, Joe. We can see you smiling, buddy. Oh, there you are, Joe. Hey, Joe. All right. I say we just go to phone. It got worse. It got worse. All right. Yeah. What's up, Joe? It's just not working. I can't take it anymore either. I can't take it anymore either. And even for his own good, like, he's got to stop. Like, he's going to have a heart attack too, because he's probably getting very frustrated now. Yeah, shut it down. We're done.
Can you?
Fucking 3 flies, 5 flies.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, Joe. It keeps freezing, Joe. Check the Twitter DM. I sent you a Twitter DM. And you guys, as soon as I see Atlanta Braves come back, I'm like, oh, good. Fuck. I'm about to fucking snap now myself, man. Settle down, Jazz. Settle down. This is the most entertaining thing that's happened all night here. Well, yeah, I think everyone's just frustrated now. I think everybody's just frustrated at this point.
Includes me. It's going to be very hot. It's going to be very uncomfortable for everybody. Want anybody yelling? We get anybody yelling around here anymore today, and then the shit is going to hit the fan.
And they fit the diverse needs of a very big firm, and they fit the needs of a very diverse buyer segment. Why can't I remember? I wrote this stuff. Why can't I remember it?
Nah, why don't I say it fucking right?
What does the goddamn line say, Tony? What is the goddamn line? I don't give a shit what the line is.
I fucked up the word rare. I can't even read the fucking DO straight.
What the fuck was that?
We got flies all over the fucking place.
Son of a bitch.
Get out of here, you fucking flies. There's a fly over the headlight, Tony. We got flies coming for us. Fuck. Fuck out of here, you flies. We got 3 flies, 5 flies. And if you will, make sure, if you will, We don't have that fly on the left side on the passenger side because we don't have that in frame, but make sure we don't have any flies here. We don't have any flies. Here we go.
Here we go. Wow. That was about as frustrating. Now Joe's not even answering my fucking message now. Yeah, Joe's not even answering the message now. He's probably.
We'll do it live. Fucking thing. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Okay. Ready? Fucking thing sucks. Recent. Who the hell called me from Kitchener at 2 in the morning? Fuck. I don't look at my phone often. I haven't looked at my phone in like 2 days. I'm like, why did someone call me from Kitchener, Ontario at 2:04 a.m. last night on Sunday night? And I didn't hear that. It's kind of pointless to have a cell phone. Like me, I have a cell phone, but I always have the sound down, so I don't really know. And I'm getting ambushed with fucking messages. I got one of my bosses. He's like, I've been trying to fucking reach you for fucking 6 hours. Fuck. I just see in the DM. Right? Shit's hitting the fan at once. These fucking baseball games.
Cannot be completed due to service payment failure. To keep chatting,
what the fuck? What's the date today? Oh, this is fucking gold, fuck. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this up. Fuck. I didn't pay my phone bill. This is fucking gold. Joe can't use the computer. I called Joe.
This call cannot be completed due to service payment failure. To keep chatting, dial *611.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to pay my bill right now. I didn't know. Fuck. I was wondering why no one's been calling me. Earlier today in the day, I was like, man, people really love me. Fuck. I haven't heard from anyone. Fuck. My fucking phone's been off. No wonder. All right. Let me pay my bill right now live on it. This is turning into a real, what is this? The Friday Night Freak Show? This is a shit show. At least somehow we made this entertaining.
Yes. Chatter plan. $39. Yes. Do I approve this payment? Yes. Hurry up. Yes. I'm live on the air here, motherfucker. Client name. Joe's really probably losing it now. Yes. Confirm. All right. This would be really embarrassing if I couldn't like pay this right now. If I just tried to call Joe and I was like, oh, fuck, man, my phone doesn't work. All right. Confirmation number? Yes. Okay. But now I got to turn my phone off. When you pay, you got to restart it. Restart. Yes. Settle down, Jazz. The fucking payment. I swear to God, if this payment gets rejected right now, the show's over. I'm snapping. Settle down, big man. Everything was fine. This is all Joe Lisi's fault. Fuck. We were rolling along. Everything was fucking fine.
Please stand by while we complete your long-distance call. To avoid this message, please dial 1 before a 10-digit long-distance number. Thank you.
Suck on that, Jazz.
What?
Joe
What
Lisi.
just happened? What's up? What just happened?
This your phone's a little clearer than your internet connection, at least here, Joe. First things first.
Oh man, Gabe, let me tell you what the problem is. I have 4 computers, right? One, I bought a brand new touchscreen, and during the show last year, it was perfect. It was great, right? Utilized it throughout the football season. Then the motherboard went in between me writing the preview, so I haven't gotten that fixed yet. Then I have an iPad, which you have to hold, and it's like not conducive to doing like the Google Hangouts because it's really, even on the stand, it's never good. Right? Then I have another computer which has a virus on it. So that's what I'm relegated to now. And my phone has about 5,000 pictures of all my kids because we did graduation and confirmation over the last 2 weeks. So I'm like tapped out in terms of memory. So I'm like at the end of my wits when it comes to the internet and everything else. That aside, I'm ready to talk college football.
Yeah, you're nice and clear on the phone. So yeah, after that, it was quite the shit show. So then after all this, Joe, I'm like, all right, I'll call Joe on my phone. I don't really like the phone interviews anymore, but I might have to start doing them more because, we've got issues. So I decide to call you, Joe, and I call you, and I'm humiliated live on the air. I didn't pay my phone bill. I got rejected. It said you cannot complete this call due to non-payment. So I just had to pay my bill live. I just paid my bill like digitally. I just like went on the website, paid my bill. and my phone works again right now. So yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
So
well,
between the two of us, it only took 36 fucking minutes to get you on here.
But it's okay. Listen, the content that we're going to provide viewers and everybody else, you can't get this content anywhere else. So trust me, I want to punch somebody in the face right now. Not you, but trust me, that's how frustrated I was with the computer this morning. Just all day. That's just the way I feel. So
I could tell your frustration was probably getting your level was probably building. So you're gonna have to bite the bullet, Joe. Listen, I've been in computer hell recently myself. I know the pain, I know the frustration of freezing and all that type of stuff. But I'm going to have to tell you, buddy, you're going to have to bite the bullet and go buy a new computer.
Yeah, I have no problem buying the computer. I try to get the computer fixed. The problem with taking it to like the Geek Squad is it's not the price. It's they want the computer for like a week and a half. So that's why I bought the second computer. I bought the touchscreen, and it worked great throughout the football season. In between me doing the preview, I wrote the preview. Everybody's like, yeah, it's easy, right? Yeah, it was 136,000 words and 386 pages.
That's torture.
In between, right? Even in between that, the touchscreen keyboard went. So I had to go back to my old computer, which had a virus, which I never took to get fixed because I just bought the other computer. And that was a conundrum that I've been in since finishing the preview and now. And then obviously I haven't had the time with my kids and everything else. So this is where I'm at right now. So, it's technology's great, but then when it goes, you're like relegated to the phone and everything else, which, as you know, is
you know what I did? My computer broke down, and a couple of weeks ago, it died live on the fucking the air. Like I was doing this show, and it started to overheat, and I knew it was going, and then boom, it fucking just died, poof, mid-air, mid-show. There's nothing I could do. So the next day, I didn't have a fucking choice, man. So the next day, I had to go buy a computer. So, but what I did, I just sort of bought a cheaper one. And you can return it for 14 days. So I got my computer fixed. I used the computer that I bought for a week or so, and then I returned it, and the plan worked out. I returned it. I got my money back, full money back, no problems. They asked me, why am I returning the computer? I told them it pissed me off. It was fucking slow, which is true. I said, I was doing YouTube shows, and it always froze on me, and it pissed me off, so it just wasn't powerful enough. And the guy at the store was like, yeah, I know. You need a Mac. And I was like, yeah, I have one. I was like, yeah. Even the guy at the store was like, yeah, if you're doing stuff like that, you need a Mac. And I was like, yeah, evidently I'm learning that, buddy. And he gave me my money back. So that's my suggestion to you. Go to like a Best Buy, get like a fucking $300-400 little laptop for a week or so. Get whatever computer you like fixed. Or let it go, Joe. Scrap them and just go buy a new one.
Yeah, the one I bought, the one that was touchscreen, was $700, Gabe. It was an expensive. It was a Dell, and then the motherboard went where you couldn't. I wanted to send this thing back to California, but you have no idea. So it's like it was unbelievable. I agree with you. So I mean, the one that I don't know if you've been into the Microsoft store, not to get off topic, but they have the $3,000 one that is like a TV laptop. You can actually you can mold it. You can put it on. It's on the screen. It's touch screen. That's the one that's like if you do it like for us, if we had that, it would be fantastic. So, but the average retail is you got to hit like a 14 parlay. You got to. First week of the season, you got to hit a 14 parlay. It's like 3,500. In the area of 3,500, 3,700 with like I think it's a 4 gig space. So we'll see. You never know. There's a lot of appealing games week one, so we'll see how it plays.
Yeah, exactly. And Joe's got his college football preview available at Amazon, and we'll get more information about that. How you can pick that up. So, Joe, let's talk some win totals right now. I'm seeing some win totals up right now for pretty much every team. Now, maybe there's going to be discrepancy. Michigan's 9 off short, some spots 8.5, etc. But generally, they're pretty much the same. So I want to start off with Lane Kiffin's crew, in which last year their win total was 4.5. And it was a early Christmas gift for the over bettors that took Lane Kiffin's Owls to go over 4.5 last year. The odds makers aren't giving away any money this year. They set the over-under at 9
coming into this year. And, of course, they open up at Oklahoma as well. So, that's a big football game. They're actually 21-point underdogs in that football game. And been a lot of talk about Kyler Murray. Then after that, Air Force goes to Florida Atlantic. Boston College at Florida Atlantic. They play at UCF. And then they get into conference play here. So what do you make of the Owls this year? And is the expectation too high at 9 right now?
I don't think they're too high. I mean, I did a stat on FAU, which was pretty amazing. In 7, they rushed for over 300 yards, Gabe, in 7 of their 14 games, and they won those games by 29 points per game. I mean, think about that for a second. Half the games that they played, they rushed for over 300 yards. Devin Singletary comes back. He rushed for 1,900 yards last season. He's going to be the workhorse this year. I mean, they lose some playmakers on the outside like John Franklin III, but defensively, they should be solid. The last 8 games of the year, Gabe, after they started out 3-3, they dominated the competition. They averaged as an offense 305 rushing yards per game. And Lane Kiffin, I mean, call him what you will. I never liked him when he was at Tennessee, and I never liked him when he was the coach of the Raiders, but he reinvented himself as an offensive coordinator with Alabama, and last year really out-game planned every team within the conference. I think they're going to be there again. I have them winning the division. I think that week 1 matchup against Oklahoma, I would lay the points early on, but I think they're right in the area of, honestly, 10, 11 wins for the season.
Yeah, and I said BC, actually, and I met Bethune-Cookman. When I said BC, Bethune-Cookman. So last year they opened up against Navy, and Navy beat them 42-19. So they have another Air Force. They have Air Force this year, another military academy game. Last year, they only lost by 17 when they went to Wisconsin. They lost 31-14. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Murray at Oklahoma. What do you think about this Murray stuff and him getting drafted today and all this baseball talk suddenly?
Yeah, I mean, that's always a concern. I mean, I guess the bigger concern for Kyler Murray is the consistency as a pocket passer. I mean, that was the knock on him a few years ago, as when he started his freshman season at Texas A&M, he only completed around 53% of his passes, and now he's taken over for Baker Mayfield, one of the most prolific college quarterbacks in history. I mean, over the last 3 years, 68%, 71%, and 70% respectively. I mean, that's going to be the concern for Lincoln Riley and this offense overall. Even though Rodney Anderson does come back, they lose Mark Andrews, they lose some cogs to that offense that really can create mismatches. And I've said this about coaches. Usually the biggest progression in a coach from a mediocre to an average team comes from year number 1 to year number 2. But on the flip side, when you have a first-year head coach in Lincoln Riley and he over-exceeds expectations, again, when the bullseye's on your back, there can be a little regression as opposed to progression, because you're losing a signal caller in Baker Mayfield. And again, you look at that game against Kirby Smart, he was out game planned in the second half of that matchup, did not make second half adjustments. So bullseye's going to be on their back, and they have a very difficult Big 12 schedule. So I picked Oklahoma right in the area of 9-3 for the 2018 season.
Yeah. Last year they had the adversity with Stoops leaving. It'd be crazy if they lost their quarterback right now, but I don't know. I don't know how much money the Oakland Athletics are going to throw at this kid right now. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll see how that plays out. I mean, you remember Drew Henson? Drew Henson would have been probably the number 1 pick taken in the NFL draft, and he was at Michigan, and the Yankees offered him like $5 million, and he said, "Fuck yeah, give me the money." So
yeah.
Who knows, man? Like, if the Athletics really like Murray and they offer him a nice bonus, he's really going to have some thinking to do. Do I want to take this money now, or like, is he an NFL fucking prospect? I don't know,
I don't know if he's an NFL prospect. I mean, he's not a Lamar Jackson type of player. He's more of a runner than he is a passer. And again, we haven't seen that type of progression from him yet, even though he did complete 85% of his passes in limited duty last year. Again, dominated West Virginia in the first half of that matchup with his legs. So, again, I need to see a body of work from Kyler Murray before I anoint him a first or a second-round draft pick as a quarterback in the NFL. I mean, he's not there yet. So if the money comes from the Major League Baseball and it is guaranteed, there's a possibility he could take it. But we have to see how it plays out as we navigate through the months of July and August. But I'll say this for the Oklahoma team, is there's going to be a different offense with Kyler Murray at the helm, more read options. He's going to look to run more than pass like Baker Mayfield, and that's going to be the progression for this team. And if they fall behind, does he have the capability to lead them back with his arm? Well, remains to be seen within the Big 12.
So I mentioned Florida Atlantic getting Air Force out of the gate. I'll just sort of throw these teams. You don't have to get so detailed, really, but you know, I'm looking for some over-under value here, Joe, coming into the year. And I was telling the guys earlier that, you know, it's kind of tough, man. You're not going to find value betting on the Michigans and the Florida States and the Alabamas. The numbers are so sharp and they're so high. You know, you bet Alabama, you're basically betting, will they lose more than one game? You're betting Michigan, the total, you're betting, are they going to lose more than 2 games, etc. So, you know, at 8.5, you got that 3-game window. But there's not a lot of room for error when you're betting those big teams. But last year I identified FAU at 4.5. And, you know, I actually liked Florida International as well last year. And I was hoping to look at Florida International again this year. Not too much talk on FIU here, but, man, they lost a lot, didn't they, Joe? Like their quarterback, their running back, their defensive backs, like their defensive line. Like they lost like their 7 best defenders, their quarterback, their running back, their wide receivers. Butch Davis did a nice job there, and I thought that he didn't get credit because everyone was talking about Kiffin over at AU. But FIU did a nice job, I thought. Remember in that bowl game, their quarterback got hurt really early in the game, and it fucked them up. That kid, I think he's in Seattle now trying to make the team, actually. Seattle Seahawks, the quarterback. But their win total is very, very low this year. What do you make of Florida International? Do you think they're in for a tough season?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at the Florida International overall, their progression with Alex McGrew at quarterback was the main reason why they dominated the competition in the second half of the season. Again, I think when you look at Butch Davis, this is exactly what I said about a coach over-exceeding expectations in year number 1, 8-5 overall. But again, I mean, they had one of the most explosive offenses in their conference. So again, when you see this type of progression over-exceed expectations and the lack of personnel, because quite honestly, you look at Butch Davis and that crew overall, they're recruiting up against Miami, Florida State, FAU now, Charlie Strong at USF. So the depth that they have at those positions is not going to be like some of the other teams. And again, when you say their win total is lower than where it was last year, again, I see a progression. I see this team regression. I see this team 4 wins, 5 tops. I think they lost a lot of cogs to that offense. I don't see him keeping that type of consistency, especially with the type of personnel there in year number 2. We'll see how it plays out. But again, I don't think he's the same type of coach that Lane Kiffin is in terms of coaching up the talent and allowing his playmakers to create one-on-one opportunities, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But we'll see how it plays out for Butch Davis and the team in 2018.
Joe, I was talking about the Buffalo Bulls earlier in the program. And remember last year, they were 3-6 last year. And, you know, I think they went on the road to Ball State. I know Ball State weren't great, but they were in tough, man. They had a game on the road. They had a tough home game, and they had 3 games. And I thought the kids showed a lot of character and a lot of heart last year to get back to 6-6. And then they didn't even get a bowl invite after the fact when it was all said and done. So I think this team sort of has a chip on their shoulder coming into the year. I don't want to put you on the spot. I know the Buffalo Bulls aren't the most glamorous team, but I'm looking at the win total. They're 6.5 for the season coming in here, but they do have a lot of returning talent, the Buffalo Bulls. Their schedule is very manageable. What's your take on this Buffalo Bull team? Are they capable of winning 7 games?
Yeah, they are. The one thing about Lance Leopold and what he's done, especially on the defensive side of the ball over the last few years, Buffalo, you can go back statistically, has had a very solid secondary. They force teams to methodically work down the field. Same thing in 2017. So they're going to be, again, one of the better secondaries within the MAC. I think when you look at their schedule last year, their swing game, I mean, they could have been 7-5. They lost that 7 overtime game to Western Michigan in that matchup. If they would have won that ball game, they probably would have went to a bowl. Again, where do they stand with some of the better teams within the MAC? Again, offensively, they're a little bit limited and challenged. They need to be able to stretch defenses vertically. Played very well early on in the season against a methodical blue-collar team in Minnesota, but they're going to need to run the football, keep lower-scoring games, because offensively, in my opinion, they don't have the type of firepower to play with some of the better teams in the conference. But we'll see. I think they're going to be right there in the area of 6-6 overall. They could possibly sneak out a road. They need to win on the road. That's another MO. They need to be able to win on the road. If they can win 1 or 2 games on the road within the conference, this could be a 7-5 team in 2018.
Last year, if you remember, Joe, I had some success taking the California Golden Bears as underdogs, man. And they were a really, really scrappy team last year. New coach last year. They had young players, but, you know, they have a good offense. I thought they deserved better in some of the games. They didn't quit this team. I watched like every Cal game because I'm a degenerate gambler and they're always on late at night, Saturday nights. You know what I mean? So there were a lot of times when they were down, but the kids showed heart, like down 21. You know, what about Cal coming into this year? And I'm not talking to win the Pac-12 or anything like that, obviously, but I'm looking at the win total here of Cal, and it's 5.5, Joe. And quite frankly, I like what I saw from Cal last year with the new coach.
Yeah, Justin Wilcox did a fantastic job, and I picked them right at the area of 5 and 7. But if you watched them last year, Gabe, against USC, they lost by 10 points. Against Stanford, they played very well, especially in that rivalry game. They've been blown out.
Even that Oregon game, even that Duck game, where the final score will show that they lost by 24, whatever it was, Joe. They were in that fucking game to the 4th quarter. Those kids played their hearts out that night.
Absolutely right, and they have two possibly underrated talent in terms of the skill players, and Ross Bowers and Patrick Laird. Patrick Laird can catch the football out of the backfield. He made my list as one of the most underrated players within the conference. And the one MO of Cal that changed from Sonny Dykes to Justin Wilcox is he changed the offensive philosophy.
Yeah.
Under Sonny Dykes, they played with a 5-wide offense, and they were able to score over 35 points per game and have one of the most explosive offenses in the Pac-12, but their defense was worn out each and every game. 2 years ago, they allowed close to 300 yards rushing per game against opposing offenses in the area of about 274 rushing yards per game. Justin Wilcox, because they ran the football more effectively, that allowed their defense to rest. They only gave up Gabe, right in the area of about 168 rushing yards per game. That's a significant progression in terms of run support that Justin Wilcox made, and their average margin of defeat was cut down significantly against the better teams in the conference. So, again, I think when you look at their schedule, there's a couple of swing games that they're going to need to win. They played USC at home last year. When you look at their schedule overall, that game against North Carolina is very key. That can kickstart them early on. But, again, this is a team 5 and 7, 6 and 6 is not out of the realm of possibility to go bowling. I like what they have on the offensive and defensive lines. He's coached that up, and he's a blue-collar guy. So I think this is a team you have to keep an eye out for, led by Patrick Laird. He could be one of the most underrated, versatile backs in college football.
UNC, remember Cal went up there and surprised them last year. Cal in North Carolina. This time Cal hosts them. Cal then go to BYU. They host Idaho State, winnable games. Then the Ducks come to town. All right, they probably lose that game, but you never know. Arizona's interesting. Let's stick in the Pac-12, actually. I like the Pac-12 conference. So Arizona, 7.5, man. They've got, I don't know, man. You look at this, they've got Sumlin and they've got Tate. It's a nice combination. And I think Sumlin's a good coach, but I thought he was a little overhyped a little bit at A&M. I think Arizona's a better fit for him, actually.
right now than where he was, and he's got a motherfucking Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback. What about, is 7.5 too high for Arizona? What do you make of the Wildcats?
No, I picked them second behind USC in the division at 9-3. A couple factors why I like Arizona to overexceed expectations in 2018. I'm one of the believers that think that Arizona lucked out and upgraded their head coach from Rich Rod. Even though I wasn't a big Kevin Sumlin fan, thought he was a better head coach than Rich Rodriguez. And
don't you think he's a better fit in the Pac-12 than he is in the SEC at A&M?
Yeah, I do. And I think he's a more blue-collar guy. I mean, honestly, Rich Rod was never a guy that really predicated and preached defense. Even when he was the head coach of West Virginia, they never had a dominant defense, never stepped up.
He was too busy flirting with the co-eds, Joe.
Exactly. So I did another stat on Arizona. Every time they rushed for over 200 yards, they were 7-0 in those ball games. So again, they're going to need to run the football. Khalil Tate, one of the most explosive quarterbacks in college football.
That kid can win you again. He can win a game against anybody, Joe. That kid. You have him. You have a chance to win. I'm saying in that conference, they're not beating Alabama, but in that conference, they can beat anybody with him.
Yeah, you're right. And here's the thing about another reason why I like Arizona. The weakest Pac-12 South schedule, their opponents have a combined overall record of 492%. So they're the weakest 2018 schedule in their division. So again, that's manageable when you have the most explosive quarterback and athletic quarterback in the division in Khalil Tate. That's a good start, and you upgraded your head coach, Kevin Sumlin, that did have now a second coming here. He's got rejuvenated, reinvigorated with Arizona. Nobody thought he was getting the job until Rich Rod blew it up at the end of the year. So I think you're going to see a lot out of Arizona. I think he coaches that offense up, and don't underestimate Arizona. I picked them second in the conference at 9-3 for 2018.
You want a fun football game, Joe? Week 2, September the 8th, ABC television, noon Eastern, Arizona at the Houston Cougars.
Yes, very good game. And Major Applewhite will need to win that game because a lot of pressure on him taking over for Tom Herman. He's a guy that has not stepped up now and coached that talent up. So a lot of pressure.
If they win that game, if Arizona can win that game, they're going to be 4-0 hosting USC. They're going to they beat BYU in week 1. They go to Houston. That's a toss-up, that Houston game. Slight lean to Houston. They host Southern Utah. So they'll be 2-1. They're at Oregon State. They'll be 3-1. Then they host USC. I think USC lose that game to Texas in week 2. So I don't know, but USC's not going to lose every week. That's it's a winnable game for them though. That game. Then they host Cal. They're at Utah, at UCLA and Chip Kelly versus Oregon. That's sort of the chunky part there. UCLA, Oregon in back-to-back weeks, and then they end the season at Washington State, and they host Arizona State. But there's a lot of winnable football games I see on this schedule for Arizona.
Yeah, it is. Again, good teams win on the road, so that's going to be another thing. Can Arizona with Kevin Sumlin and Khalil Tate win on the road? We saw them struggle in their bowl game against Purdue when they had it come from behind. They couldn't do it. So, again, they're a team that likes to play with the lead. But when they fall behind, what do? When somebody punches them in the mouth, they need to respond. I think they'll have a little bit of a better, stronger mindset with Kevin Sumlin at the helm. But we'll see. Again, the schedule very weak. So if this team can win 1 or 2 games on the road, this could possibly be a 9 or a 10-win team because of their athletic quarterback in Khalil Tate.
All right, talk to me about the Colorado Buffaloes. Their win total is very low. The Colorado Buffaloes. The win total is 4. We've been hearing for years and years and years, man. And I'm old, Joe, so I remember when Colorado actually meant something. Unfortunately, Cordell Stewart meant something when he beat my Wolverines. But even before that, with the national champion team, with Darian Hagan and those guys. Remember, I told you I was at that game, the Kickoff Classic years ago, the 31-31 tie, Tennessee with Andy Kelly. Yeah, Andy Kelly and Colorado with Darian Hagan and shit, and it was 31-31. Remember, they were the defending champions. It was the Kickoff Classic in Anaheim.
Yeah, but Eric Bieniemy didn't play because he got suspended for that matchup. So that's what he was my favorite player on the Buffaloes. He had to watch from the sidelines, but that was a great game. One of the best games to start the college football. They tied that game, and that's why Colorado was able to win the national championship that year because of
was that the year? Yeah.
Missouri.
You know, it's funny. I went to the game, and I lived in LA at the time, but I'd never been to that stadium before in Anaheim. So, and my buddy was driving me out there, but he wasn't a sports fan. And I basically told him it's near Disneyland and shit, right? Or Disney World. I'm like, it's near Disney World. I know that. Fuck the stadium. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck Disney World is. I've never been at Disney World. So I remember we were driving in the direction of Orange County, whatever. And I never forget, I saw the blimp, Joe. And I told him, I said, over there, bro. I said, turn right, man. There's the blimp. Fuck. I said, the blimp wouldn't be there for nothing, man. Fucking. And I was right. Like, we pulled right in, basically following the blimp. It was pretty funny, fuck. But, yeah, that was a hell of a game. So, talk to me about the Colorado Buffaloes. Win total is 4. That's motherfucking low, man. Can they win 5 football games, this team?
They can, but it's going to be very difficult. They were 2-7 in the Pac-12 last year. All 7 of their losses, Gabe, came in the Pac-12. And when you look at some of the playmakers that they lose, Shea Fields, Bryce Bobo, I mean, they lose 3 legitimate wide receivers. That's going to put a lot of pressure on Montez, their quarterback. They lose Philip Lindsay, that was a solid pass catcher out of the backfield, over 1,000 yards. Again, defensively should be a little bit better. I think the secondary will be a little bit better. The one I know about Colorado, the reason why they tailed off last year, 5-7 overall, is 2 years ago, they had a very solid secondary. 3 starters went on to the NFL in 2017, but they were able to play bump and run coverage on the outside. They played very well in man-to-man coverage, which allowed them, McIntyre and the defensive staff, to dial up blitz packages and get quarterback pressures. They were not good in man-to-man coverage last year, so they could not blitz as much. They didn't create a lot of quarterback pressures, and they struggled against the better teams in the Pac-12. This year, I expect them to be better defensively, but offensively, they won't be as explosive, so they're going to have to play lower-scoring games. If they get into shootouts, it can be a long, long year for Colorado. I think they bounce back. I picked them at 7-5 because I think the defense will be much better, and I like Montez at quarterback. He came on down the stretch last year, played very well, was one of the most explosive quarterbacks within the Pac-12. So we'll see how it plays out, but they need to run the football consistently to keep their opposing offenses on the sideline. So we'll see how it plays out. But they do have, I want to say, a mediocre Pac-12 schedule that is manageable for them to win 7 games this year.
All right, guys, we can't keep Joe all night because he actually tried to join us at 11 o'clock. So, but in the chat here, and I know everyone's betting on baseball and shit, but in the chat, if you guys have a team you want to fire Joe, I'm going to bring up a team, and I'm going to start to take a look here a lot deeper at these guys right now. Win total is 5.5, and this team, it's like trivia Jeopardy here. This team has beaten a second-ranked team 2 years in a row. And I'm talking about the Pittsburgh Panthers. And, in beating Clemson, in beating Miami. I tell you, man, there's been a couple of years in a row here that come up with some big wins. And I'm always looking for the diamond in the rough. And I see a 5.5 win total. I really like that confidence-building win at the end of the year against the Miami Hurricanes, Joe. I really like that. And I also like the fact that 15 redshirt freshmen made their collegiate debuts last year for the Pittsburgh Panthers. 9 starters back on defense. Pittsburgh could be a diamond in the rough here, Joe, at 5.5, man.
It could be, but Pat Narduzzi needs to coach up that defensive side of the ball. They lose Henderson, their big play wide receiver. That's going to be a huge, huge loss to their offense. Whiteside, the safety, is leaving as well. So, again, Pickett He came on. He won that game against Miami. He's an athletic quarterback, but now the bullseye will be on his back in spring camp, and now more importantly in fall ball, can he carry this team? Because they need to be able to stretch defenses vertically. Again, they are a blue-collar team. They rely on running the football, playing lower-scoring games. If they don't jump out and to dictate tempo with running the football, they're going to be in a lot of games where they're playing from behind. And again, I'm just not sold on Pat Narduzzi as a head coach. Call it what it is. Defensive coaches that become head coaches for some reason in recent years, guys like Bo Pelini, guys like Narduzzi, they've struggled in terms of the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they never have good defenses, these guys. You're right. Pat Narduzzi is a defensive guy, and Pittsburgh Panthers play in track meets all the time.
I know. It's unbelievable. I don't know if they overcompensate. I'm not sure what it is, but if for some reason the defense seems to slip. Now, they played very well against Miami. Again,
they played Penn State. That rivalry is back. And, man, growing up as a kid with Dan Marino and Hugh Green and all that, that was a big-time rivalry. So now I know it's back from last year. Penn State fucking murdered them. They play in week 2. That'd be
That's a rivalry game. They lost that game by 19 points last year, if I'm not mistaken, right? They lost that game 33-14. They covered that spread in Happy Valley, but it was a lower scoring game. They're 14-point favorites at home. They're a live dog, in my opinion. I mean, even though Penn State is the better team, Penn State's 14-0 over the last couple of years at home. The losses for Penn State in recent years have come on the road. So, again, they're going to go on the road. I know it's technically in Heinz Field. It's, the state of Pittsburgh. It doesn't matter. They all back Penn State, but that is a rivalry game. So, plus 14, that's an appealing game for me. If you're going to back Pittsburgh, take them plus the 14 without Saquon Barkley. That's an interesting game for Pat Narduzzi. It's interesting for recruiting. So, if you're looking at the Vegas angle, that's an appealing matchup. That line hasn't moved either. It's dead set on 14 as we inch closer to the season.
Yeah, I like it. A live dog there. Pittsburgh play well against big teams. I'm looking at their schedule. They'll beat Albany. They host Penn State. They probably lose, but they could cover. Georgia Tech could be good, but that's a winnable game for them in week 3. They go to North Carolina in week 4. I think that's a toss-up. I mean, I'm looking at these guys. They're at UCF. They probably lose there. They host Syracuse. They could win that football game. I think they could, they host Duke. They go to Wake Forest. They go to Virginia. I don't know. I think they can get to 6 here. I'm going to kick the tires more on them. I think they get to 6. All right. So before we let you go, quick, a couple of teams that people asked about here. Greg Maxson asked about the Stanford Cardinal. Daniel Massler asked about the Iowa Hawkeyes, and Ty Rich, I don't know if you're being a smart ass or not, but you asked about the Idaho Vandals.
Well, Idaho's in the FCS.
Yeah, Idaho, and it's funny, they played well last year. They got kicked out of the FBS, and they actually played well here last year.
Yeah, well, that's what happens, right? Well, we'll just touch on Iowa and Stanford. I'm down on Stanford for a couple of factors. Here's the thing. I mean, everybody looks at Stanford. Bryce Love comes back. Costello comes back. They were 9-5 last year. They lost 5 games for the first time since 2014. They lose Harrison Phillips, their leading tackler and sack leader. But more importantly, here's what I look at. I look at that schedule to start the year. They go now. They have to play San Diego State. They lost that matchup 20-17 last year. Christian Chapman's there. Jawan Washington, blue-collar team. They then have to play USC. Yeah, I know USC, no Sam Darnold, but they lost to USC twice last year. USC was 9-1 in the Pac-12 and won those 9 games by 13 points per game. They then have to go to at Oregon, at Notre Dame, an FCS opponent, and then Utah. That is a major, major schedule for Stanford, especially in the first 6 games of the year. Without a bye, I mean, that's asking a lot for any team, and I think it's very difficult. I think some of those other teams like Oregon and at Notre Dame are going to be very difficult matchups. We'll see how it plays out, but I think them at 7-5. Iowa, I like Nathan Stanley. Let's keep in mind, this is a team that dominated Ohio State. People think it was an aberration. I don't think so. You look at some of the teams that they played against in 2017. They lost by 2 points to Penn State. Played very well. They did get blown out by Wisconsin, but played very well against some of the better teams within the conference. I think this is a sleeping giant. I picked them to win their half of the division over Wisconsin. Picked them at 10-2, and Nathan Stanley threw the most touchdown passes of an Iowa quarterback since prior to 2008. 26 touchdown passes. I like Iowa this year.
All right, and finally in closing, everyone's talking about Shea Patterson at Texas A&M. Not Shea Patterson, Texas A&M, but somebody's asking about Texas A&M now with Jimbo Fisher. And listen, Shea Patterson's the real deal. He's the best quarterback that they've had. The best quarterback that they've had since Harbaugh's been there. And I'll tell you, nice quarterback depth right now with Collins and with McCaffrey as well. I mean, I'm sure eventually someone will start transferring and shit. But I know Joe is very high on the Michigan Wolverines coming into this year. Their win total is 8.5 at some spots. It's 9 at some others. I think this is a 10-win Michigan team. I'm a diehard Michigan fan. They're fucking deep. It's not just the quarterback position, man. They're stacked everywhere, this team. They're a very young team last year. And people were – even I didn't have high expectations for that team last year. It was just frustrating because the young defense played so great, but they couldn't get any good quarterback play, Joe.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we said it before. In their 5 losses, Gabe, they completed 48% of their passes, 936 yards, 1 touchdown, 6 interceptions, and they only rushed for 87 yards per game in those losses. They were a one-dimensional offense. I don't expect them to be one-dimensional this year. Shea Patterson gives them the ability to pass on first and second down, loosen up running lanes later in ball games. And when you have a defense that only allowed 150 passing yards per game, held opposing offenses 26% on third down conversions, and recorded 42 sacks. They have guys like Rashawn Gary, Devin Bush, Chase Winovich. This is going to be a dominant defense in 2018. I'm picking the Wolverines to win the division. More importantly, go to the college football playoff. So see how it plays out. Texas A&M, I think they're going in the right direction. I don't like Jimbo Fisher as head coach. He needs to hit the ground running. And I think this is a guy that didn't coach up the talent since winning a national championship, got top 5 talent each and every year.
Right.
And all he did was take a slow step back. And let's be honest, the offensive line was never a strong suit for Florida State in recent years. They're going to need to run the football much better in the SEC West, especially going up against solid defensive fronts. I don't know if Jimbo Fisher does that in year number 1. And if he goes 8-4, it's the same thing that Kevin Sumlin did. So we'll see what he can do on the defensive side of the ball. Again, he does have Mike Elko, who is the former defensive coordinator of Notre Dame. We'll see if he can rejuvenate that defense, but I don't see it in year number 1. Trevion Williams is a solid back, but we'll see who wins the quarterback battle. I expect it to be Starkle, but we'll see. I think this team in the area is 6-6 overall in year number 1 with Jimbo, and if that happens, a lot of pressure on that program after getting rid of Kevin Sumlin. So I'll give you this in leaving. Louisville is my sleeper for over-exceeding expectations. Very low win total. Experienced wide receiver core, Des Fitzpatrick, Jalen Smith, and Dawkins. That group, 20 touchdown receptions, 20 touchdown receptions, over 2,300 receiving yards. Jawan Pass is the real deal. He's a 5-star recruit. And you look at their road schedule within the ACC, not a lot of teams that are difficult. They match up very well, and they match up very well against Alabama. Call me crazy, I don't care. I'm taking the 25.5, 26. If it goes up to 28, I'm taking that, and I'm taking the money line against the Alabama Crimson Tide week number 1. I think they match up very well in that ballgame.
Yeah, I'm with you with the points. All right, Joe. You're asked about one team. Just be quickly. You asked a few minutes ago to got lost in the shuffle, and then tell everyone where they can get your great college football preview. As Joe put a lot of work into this, he mentioned 136,000 words, great stats and information and breakdowns of all the Power 5 conference football teams. So just quickly on Iowa State, and then let everyone know where they can purchase your preview here, Joe. And I'm seeing for Iowa State a number of excuse me. 6.5 wins for Iowa State this year. Over under 6.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right on that number. I picked them at 500, 6-6 overall. Listen, I love David Montgomery. I love the job that Matt Campbell's done, especially with the offensive line. He cut down their total sacks to only 19 total sacks from 2 years ago at 40. Again, I look at Kyle Kemp. I look at Zeb Nolan, not elite quarterbacks, even though they played very well. The loss, to me, of Alan Lazard and Joe Lanning, that emotional leader for that defense, are going to be huge. I think Iowa State goes bowling, but they're not going to sneak up on people like they did last year. I picked them right at 500, 6-6 overall. So it would be an under according to their 2018 win total. And they can pick up the preview on Amazon. Go for the 2.com Power 5 college football preview.
Go for the 2.com. Great stuff, Joe. People are very happy you were able to join us. We'll get your computer problems sorted out. And
sorry about that, my friend.
And hopefully,
next time I'll be ready.
Yeah, and hopefully you, me, and Sherman Allo do the college football show again this year. I hope so. I expect to. I'm planning on it, so we'll see what happens with that. But season's around the corner, so we'll be doing it soon if we're doing it.
I guess so. If not, we'll be doing it from Canada. Who knows? We'll take the trip up there, and we'll just chill out and watch the game.
Well, that's it.
The show live.
If not, exactly. You and I will do a Saturday morning show on our own or something. We'll do it online. You know what I mean? Thanks, Joe.
You got it, my friend. You got it anytime.
You're a class act. Thanks for the time, brother.
You too, buddy. All right. Be good.
All right.
Bye-bye.
There is Joe Lisi. Great stuff with Joe Lisi. Too bad we had some video issues there, but man, listen, I don't always agree with Joe picks during the year and stuff. Joe likes really bold upsets. Like, look, he just said Louisville's going to beat Alabama in week 1. But I'll tell you what. That game in week 1, everyone thinks because Louisville lost their quarterback in Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's awesome. I'm a big Lamar Jackson guy. I think the Baltimore Ravens got their quarterback of the future with this kid. But as Joe alluded to, they're fucking stacked, this team. All right? Bobby Petrino is a good recruiter, man. They've been stockpiling talent for the last couple of years. Their defense is very stacked. And, everyone previews quarterbacks and running backs and wide receivers, but shit comes down to defense. That's why I like Pittsburgh this year. Pittsburgh at 5.5. They have 9 starters back on defense. The entire defensive line is back. These kids fucking beat Miami in the last game. They're confident coming into the year. We only need to win 6 games. I got Pittsburgh on the table right now going over, but as far as Louisville is concerned, against Alabama, it's a lot of points, guys, man. It was 28 points, 27.5 points. It's come down a little bit. I think it's in the 26 now range. We've talked about this before, man. Alabama don't cover these games. Alabama, Nick Saban, I'm not going to start busting out stats right now, for week 1, but I'll tell you. Nick Saban is literally like fucking 6-17 against the spread as a double-digit favorite against non-conference opponents type thing. They don't cover. Like, you go down the list. I remember last year I took Fresno State. People were like, you're crazy, fuck. And I was like, man, I'm telling you, they don't like – and Nick Saban, man, I followed him closely. Nick Saban said Nick Saban understands. That's why he's the best coach. He said, I can't fucking get my players to play at 130% every week. And, basically, he doesn't, he takes it easy on them when they play the Colorado States of the world and shit. Like, Louisville, Nick Saban will just want to win the game. Honestly, Nick Saban, if you told Nick Saban right now you're 27-point favorites, he'd go, that's fucking crazy. He'd go, listen, the kid quarterback came in and made a couple of plays, guys. He hit one big play. He's never played before, hardly. All right? Yeah, he's a talented kid, that Tua kid. He made a big bomb. They made a play. All right? You don't know. You know what I mean? You have a new offensive coordinator. You have a new defensive coordinator. Alabama lost a lot of talent. Their offense hasn't been explosive in years. For them to cover by 27 points is a lot. All Louisville needs to do is score a fucking touchdown or two, and they cover the game.
All right, let me take a quick break. Let me take a quick break. You guys take a quick break too. I just got to, it's a bathroom break, bong break, walk the dog break, get a beer break. Give us a minute. We'll come back. We'll talk more about this college football and NBA, and let's talk about Michigan State fucking dogs and shit like that, literally and figuratively. That's the hypocrisy of sports. That's the hypocrisy of sports. Look, they shut down SMU football program for a couple of fucking envelopes of money and a couple of fur jackets. Nothing happened bad at SMU. There was no rape. There was no assault. Whatever, man. Eric Dickerson and James and a couple of dudes got fur coats. And yeah, they became a pay-for-play school. No one's denying it. You shut those motherfuckers down. Penn State rapes children. They don't get shut down. Michigan State rapes molest fucking gymnasts, and now they're screwing animals. Fuck. It's like, come on, man. We need fucking the Angels to come back. Fuck. 1-2 would be a lot better than 0-3 to end this shit on baseball. The fuck, man? Is fucking Coronation Street on TV like fucking 24 hours a day in Canada when fucking hockey isn't on? I got a baseball game, but I got the fucking Giants game, of course. I don't want that game. You know, I lost. This is the third day in a row I've lost betting against the Giants. I had the Phillies over the weekend. Fuck. The modern day Maharaja. They're at 5-4. I'm telling you, they're going to come back. The Angels are going to come back. The law of averages say we can't go 0-3 here. Fuck. We're not coming back in Arizona. We're not coming back with Atlanta. Damn. It's the Kansas City Royals. The Royals bullpen will fuck this up, man. I'll tell you what, man. The Angels right now are favored. They're minus 125. Okay, you know, we've lost a lot of one. Last night, man, you guys that were tuning in on Patreon, you guys have no idea. I lost 5 props last night, all of them by half a point or 1 point. You can't make that shit up. It's crazy. I made money, though, because the props, you bet less. Baseball, I bet less. I'll start stressing that when I give the picks. You know, obviously, I'm not betting the same fucking amount on a fucking baseball game as I am a Stanley Cup final game, you know? I've done a good job of not betting more on baseball games. I really have. I'll bet more on the NBA finals. I'll bet more on the NHL games. But baseball, I'm not going to get stupid in. Football, I have to be careful with the Canadian Football League. I'm deciding now. I'm going to set my limit, and I'm going to stick to my unit size the entire time in the Canadian Football League as well. The CFL is a lot like baseball. Like, this is a warning for you guys. You're going to bet the CFL. The CFL is a random league, man. All right. Like, it's almost, the CFL is almost the opposite league. Like, you know, like 1 week a fucking team will look really good, and you think, oh, fuck, they looked really good last week. And oh, yeah, they look like a good football team. They won't be. You know what I mean? I've been around long enough to know the CFL. You just sort of bet the trend of what the team lives up to. These teams don't really change. You know, they sort of live up to their stereotype consistently, these teams in the CFL. You can't, like, I'm just stating, like, the eyeball test in the Canadian Football League, you throw it out the window. Like, momentum in the CFL, throw it out the window. It's a fucking weird league, man. It's really a week-by-week league. Like, that's what and all football really should be. People always remember, it's crazy in the NFL. Like, all the time, man, people drives me nuts, but I like it because it fucking makes the lines better for us. But it's funny. People always talk about what happened the week before. Well, last week, the Buffalo Bills looked really good, and they stopped the run. Yeah, it doesn't mean they're going to fucking look good and stop the run the next fucking week. Oh, last week this team did this, or 2 weeks in a row they've done this, so they'll do this week. It's all matchups, man. You know what I mean? Every fucking game is different. It's all a different motherfucking matchup. People get caught up in this shit too much with what happened the week before. And fantasy, it happens all the time too. And even I'm guilty of it. With, like, baseball DFS, I'm always taking these guys that are on these hitting streaks. Oh, he's got hits in 8 of his last 10 games. Yeah. You know, you're predicting what's going to happen, not what's already happened. If fucking we all just capped as to what fucking happened all the time, it'd be easy to fucking cap these games, right? Look at baseball. Baseball is a great example of this. Yeah, Mangler knows. Anyone that's Canadian, you bet on the CFL, you know exactly. You guys all agree with me. It's a transient league. There's consistency. There's a few teams that are good and shit, but I'm telling you, it's insane. Like a great example is there's the trends in the CFL do exist, and you just have to believe them. Like the Calgary Stampeders never fucking win on the East Coast. They lose in Montreal, like even when the Alouettes are shit. I remember last year, we're going to have a great CFL guest on the show this year, Nick Lewis. Only the leading CFL wide receiver of all time. So, yeah, we're going to have Nick Lewis giving us picks and shit. It'll be great this year in the CFL. So, but I remember last year, so Nick Lewis was on the Montreal Alouettes for the last couple of years, all right? He retired now, but he's on the Alouettes for the last couple of years. And, of course, Nick Lewis was a longtime Calgary Stampeder, right? So he was on the Calgary Stampeders for years, and the Calgary Stampeders, of course, are the best team in the league every motherfucking year. They're the one consistent. They're fucking 15-3 every year, this team. So the Stampeders were playing in Montreal, and I remember he was on the show with us, and he said on the air, and he never predicted shit. Like, he used to always tell me off the air how shit they are, right? So, but he predicted on the air, and he said, we'll beat the Calgary Stampeders this week. And I remember sort of rolling my eyes, and he goes, trust me, we'll beat them. And he told me after, like, a message, he goes, the Stampeders always, he goes, I was on the Stampeders. He goes, well, they always get fucked up, man. And it's true. For fucking years, the Calgary Stampeders go to Montreal, they go to the strip clubs, they get fucking wasted and shit, and they fucking lose. And sure enough, they fucking lost to, like, the shittiest fucking Montreal Alouette team. And I was like, holy fuck, he was right. But he played for them, so he knew. Like, I'm telling you, like, the Montreal Alouettes, they never win in BC. And they open up the season in BC. Like, this is almost a free money bet I'm going to give you right now, week 1 CFL. The British Columbia Lions are going to murder the Montreal Alouettes in week 1. Like, good Alouettes teams used to lose like 41-14 in Vancouver. Like, they never win. I'll find the numbers before week 1 here, but they're literally, I think the Alouettes are literally like fucking 2-32 type thing in Vancouver. Like, they might have won once. They won once like 3-4 years ago. And I think they won in the 70s once type shit. Like, they don't win. I'll be honest with you. The problem is Nick Lewis might be on the radio with us instead, Rich. I want to get him on this show. It would be great to have him on like Thursday nights in the summer, giving us CFL picks or whatever. Like I said, the guy's the leading CFL receiver in the history of the league. I get along with him. I'm buddies with him and shit. But the problem with Nick Lewis is, and he's a great guest. He's fucking smart as fuck, this dude. He's a great guest. But the problem with Nick Lewis is his fucking connection, right? I've had Nick Lewis on like 20 times over the years, and I probably like 15 times. The cell phone connection sucks. The other day he was on us. He was in the wind in Saskatchewan. He's like in a mall. He's fucking hardcore though, man. Like, I remember last year I said, hey man, can you join me? And it was the afternoon. And he said, yeah, sure, no problem. And he fucking called from practice. Like, he's been around long enough and he's got the juice that it was the Alouette practice, and it was fucking loud and windy, and you could hear the players hitting each other in the background. And I was like, are you on the practice field right now? And he's like, yeah. He goes, I'm standing right next to the coach. And I was like, holy fuck. And I was like, because it sounds like shit, but how can you get mad at a guy? Like, he's hardcore. The guy calls from the practice field. Like, I told him after, I said, next time, bro, if you're practicing, you don't have to call in. He goes, no, there's no problem. And the thing about Nick Lewis is he can give us he's good with college too, college football, NCAA football. Because Nick Lewis has like his own football camp, like the fucking quarterback of West Virginia and shit, like, is trained with him. Like, he's got a couple of quarterbacks. I think he might be like an agent or something soon. If you remember last year, he got a couple of kids into the draft and shit. Oh, 5-5. What did I say? Let's go, Angels. I told you guys. You remember I typed in the chat when Joe was on with us. I said, the Angels will come back. You know why? And listen, they might not win, but the thing is, how many times, we all bet baseball all the time, guys. How many times have you fucking bet a baseball game and you're like, I can't believe I just lost. They were winning 4-1 all night. Happened to me the other night, man. I had Arizona, fuck. They were winning 4-1. They hit a grand slam, fuck. They scored 4 runs in the first inning against Romano. And in the next inning, fucking the Reds hit a grand slam, fuck. Yeah, I was feeling comfortable. I'm like, man, I'm up 4-0 against the shit-ass Reds, and Romano's on the hill. And next thing I know, I lose the game 8-4, fuck. The other night, man, I lost I went 1-4 in baseball the other night. I lost every fucking game by 1 run. And I blew leads. It was uncanny. Like, they blew a 4-0 lead, a fucking 5-1 lead I lost. Like, you fucking name it, man. That's what we were talking about off the top of the program, the randomness of baseball. So by nature, I was figuring, wow, fuck, one of these teams will probably come back. Oh, last year was great. Well, hey, settle down, guys. I'm no master. They haven't come back and won a game yet. If you notice, though, Ty Rich, this year I haven't really bet on the Dodgers much. I'm not a homer, like, when it comes to betting. I'm really not. I might be with the Buffalo Bills, where I convinced myself that the Bills can cover, but all right, so all you guys are talking about this Eagles shit with Big Man on Campus will be on with me tomorrow on the radio. It'll be good timing. Whatever, man. Donald Trump politicizes motherfucking everything, right? And you know, we're in such a tribal, either love Trump, hate Trump fucking era right now, that really the Philadelphia Eagles going to the White House, what good was going to come from it? But I'll be honest with you, I haven't really followed this story too much and how it went down. So what, Trump rescinded the invitation type shit? Said they're not invited? You know, that's a waste of a lot of tacos on Monday Night Raw. To me, it should be like sort of like the national anthem. I think the NFL did a good job of the national anthem shit, as crazy as it sounds, and I hate the NFL. I think the penalty thing is stupid. The penalty thing is like just childish that the NFL did that. But I think telling the players, listen, if you fucking don't like the national anthem or you don't like the cops or whatever, then don't come out. Fine. You know, just don't fucking, you know, and I think the players should understand it. It costs them money when they do this. Because whether it's right or wrong or not, and their freedom and shit, it's a business and it's hurting business. So if you want to protest, you can sort of protest. You know, everyone's going to know if you're not on the field, you're protesting. Right? So my whole point is, I thought it was a good compromise, except for the penalty part. But it's a good compromise. If you don't want to be on the field for the national anthem, don't come out. Come out after. Fine. And it should be the same thing with this White House shit. You know, the guys on the team that want to go to the White House should go to the White House. The guys that don't want to go, don't go. It's not that big of a motherfucking deal. You know what I mean? Like, you go to the White House, you're not endorsing the fucking president that is there. It's been a tradition for a long time. And a lot of people have gone and gone to a White House even though they didn't vote for the guy. You know, like football, thanks, Muhammad John, but 9-24-1. Thank you. Eric LeDuc, you're going to be in Vegas for Game 5. You know what, Eric? I've been nailing this series pretty good, bro. I think Vegas win Game 5. But, you know, Trump's grandstanding, you know. It is what it is. Everything's political now. Everything's political. Everything is political. Like, you know what I mean? Like someone on a talk show says something and it turns to read the message board. Like mankind has hit new lows. Fuck. It's just trash. Everything's trash. You look at mainstream shit, it's just like, oh, this person said this, and then it starts fucking Obama this, and it's Obama's fault, and it's Trump's an asshole, and fucking, you know, it's, you know, we're in a bad era right now of politics. This is a, you know, it's new lows. And I'm not saying new low with Trump per se, but a new low in just civil discourse. Listen, I don't like government. I'm an anarchist myself. I don't support government, right? So, and when I say anarchist, I'm not smashing windows and shit, but I don't, the government system as we know it doesn't work, right? It only helps the fucking 1%. So, but like everything is just politicized now that, you know, even teams going to the White House is like a big deal. But the problem is, you know, some guys on the team will want to go to the White House, right? And some guys on the team probably like Trump. So, but I understand. Listen, 75% of an NFL team is black, African American. So, yeah, I don't need, you know, you don't need to be fucking Rachel Maddow or Anderson Cooper to know that African Americans didn't exactly vote for Donald Trump at high levels, right? So it's not surprising. You know, you look though, the Pittsburgh Penguins went, and it's funny because I saw one of Trump's mouthpieces today talking, sort of ripping the Eagles. Fuck the Eagles. He's like, you know, the Pittsburgh Penguins are proud to come here. It was like, Sidney Crosby fucking stayed far away from Trump. Like, it was pretty symbolic. Like, but that's how you handle it. Like, Crosby didn't say a word negative. He just, you know what I mean? He didn't go out of his way. He sort of fucking stood away from Trump. He didn't want to be in a picture with Trump, right? That was the thing. He didn't do anything disrespectful. You go, you shake his hand. And another thing is, to be honest with you, I'll get more serious right now, to be honest, is I personally think that if I'm on the Philadelphia Eagles, okay, if I'm on the Philadelphia Eagles, like if I'm Chris Long, or if I'm like Jenkins, or I'm one of these players that has a big problem with Trump, aren't you better off going and actually speaking your mind to him? That's the way I look at it. You know, if I was on the team, if I'm the Eagles, I would look at it like, listen, it's not about Trump. It's about fucking, we won the championship. We got to go to the White House, take some pictures there. You know, it's not about Trump. Fucking take a picture. I tell the players, take a picture in front of fucking the Barack fucking picture there. You know what I mean? The portrait. Say, guys, it's a fucking honor to go to the White House no matter who the fucking president is. You know, respect, sort of respecting the whole process more so. And I'm sure a lot of guys on the team want to go, and the coaching staff wants to go. So if you don't want to go, don't go. But that's what the Eagles were going to do. You know, the Eagles were going to do that. That was the plan. That was the plan. The Eagles were going to go, but not all the Eagles were going to go. And the White House didn't want the embarrassment, basically, of 9 white guys showing up. That's what happened with the New England Patriots. Like, when the New England Patriots showed up, you know, it was mostly the white guys on the team. There were a couple of brothers there, but not many, you know, not many. And like out of the Patriots, 30 of them showed up out of like the 70 of them, you know. So a few of them showed up, but I think that's the best way to go. But me personally, if I had a problem with Donald Trump, you have an opportunity to speak to him face to face. Not many people have that opportunity. So if I'm Chris Long, or if I'm one of these guys on the Eagles, I state my beef with Trump in a respectful way. I meet him. I say, it's an honor to meet you, Mr. President, but I really have a problem with this policy that you have. And that's why I'm upset, you know, and to be honest, you know, that's why I'm upset about you. I don't like this policy, and I think this is why you're wrong, sir. And you'd be respectful. And Trump would fucking take it. Oh, well, well, thanks. I'll think about that. And that's it. You get your point across. Because if everyone just goes into their corners and doesn't talk, no one's ever going to get anywhere here. I'm sounding like a man of reason. I can't be. I'm sports rage. I can't be the man of reason. And I should pretext. I hate them all. Okay. But like I said, if everyone just has that attitude right away, you're better off going. Me personally, that's my opinion on this. I think you're better off going and telling Trump to his face. You have lunch with him and shit too. It's not just that picture. So there's a little lunch and shit. You have the little lunch and you say, sir, this is why we're upset. This is why we're protesting. This is what you don't understand. It's not rocket science. If you just go on Twitter and say, fuck Trump, then Trump's going to say, you know what? Fuck these guys too. Fuck you too. To me personally, I think the Philadelphia Eagle players are missing an opportunity. Are you kidding me? KC ties it. Of course they do. Eh? Fuck me, man. I should have cashed out when they were up fucking 6-5. Oh, fuck, man. Really, we're going to sweat this out. Yeah, but the thing is, Massler, if you really hate them, then just don't go. But as I stated, it seemed like Trump canceled it before the Eagles did. And I think, what I understand is Trump got wind that basically it was going to be a shit show and not everyone was showing up. And the White House told the Eagles, either everyone shows up or not. We're not doing this half-ass fuck. You know what I mean? Because it's going to it's embarrassing. And it is. It's a shit show. So the White House knew, it's actually fucking smart of the White House to fucking tell the Eagles, listen, either you all show up or you don't. Because if only fucking some of you show up, it's just a big story again. So, and anyways, this looks good for Trump too, politically. Look, I'm looking in the chat here, and it seems like most of you hate Trump. And the fact of the matter is, most of America does hate Trump. But he's got 40% of people that really, really, really like him. And I think these motherfuckers go to war for him. Trump's like a deity, a god to them. Fuck. Right? So Trump does everything to keep them happy. That's his thing. You know what I mean? And he knows every time he rips the NFL players, then a bunch of fucking people, fuck the NFL, fuck the NFL players. Fucking, I stand for the anthem. Trump's like talking about the anthem every day because he knows it's a political fucking tool for him. I bet you Trump's never stood for the national anthem in his life. Fuck. You know what I mean? If he wasn't on TV type shit, he probably doesn't even know the fucking words. You know what I mean? But he's outraged. We'll wrap up the Trump and the Eagle stuff here by stating that I do believe he's going to get impeached. And we've been down this road a lot. And if he gets impeached, it doesn't mean that he won't be the president anymore. But it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. I mean, Trump knows he's going to get impeached. He's fucking talking, they're leaking shit about him pardoning himself. This is how crazy it's getting. You know how they're going to do it? So even they know that Trump pardoning himself is a little much, right? That's like dictator type shit. You can't pardon yourself. I mean, then you're just in a dictatorship. So this is what they're going to do. Trump would step down as president for a day. Mike Pence becomes president. Mike Pence pardons Donald Trump. Donald Trump is president again. Like they're actually like behind the scenes, Team Trump is floating these ideas, how they're going to handle this. Because it's coming. It's not even an if anymore. It's coming. But the only thing is, like I stated, if you get impeached, a lot of people out there think, oh, he's impeached, which means he's fired or something. He's not. Like, he gets impeached, it means he goes in front of trial in front of fucking Congress, the senators. Like, and the senators are all Republican. They're not going to bump him because then they'll get voted out. So he'll get impeached, but I think he survives the impeachment. It's minus 150 that he gets impeached right now. You basically have to wait a little while. Mueller's going to drop the fucking hammer pretty soon. On a daily basis, the lies just fucking, the web's unraveling. You know what I mean? I don't believe there was Russian collusion. I don't. My personal opinion, I don't think like they colluded with the Russians. Colluded, fuck. These fucking idiots can barely like get a sentence fucking right. Like, I don't think they colluded. But special prosecutors, you know what they do? They prosecute, right? And there's no way in hell that like Donald Trump squeaky clean. So, like I said, I think the collusion thing is bullshit. They're gonna nail him on like fucking money laundering. They're gonna fucking, you know, tax money laundering. They're gonna nail him with some stupid fucking shit. It's just gonna cause political chaos. It's really gonna piss people who voted for him off. They're gonna see it like there were people trying to steal the presidency from him. Things could get pretty ugly, to be honest. The shit's gonna hit the fan. But look, Bill Clinton fucking got his dick sucked in the Oval Office and didn't get booted out of office. Fuck. Minus 150. All you need to know about my prediction, and it will come to bearing, that Donald Trump will get impeached. That's minus 150. That'll cash. But Trump to be convicted by the Senate, that pays plus 600. So the sports books know, yes, Trump will get impeached, but they won't nail him after. I mean, Rudy Giuliani said today, that Trump could shoot James Comey. Like, that's not symbolic, fuck. I mean, that's where they're at now. They're basically stating, listen, we could shoot the former director of the FBI and you couldn't charge Trump. That's what Giuliani said today. Like, honestly, like my lawyer, Carl Miles, is better than Rudy Giuliani. Carl Miles, who got accused of being high on fucking Judge Judy. Like Rudy Giuliani, like this guy is worse than Lionel Hutz, fuck. You know what, though? There's a reason why they roll Giuliani out here all the time and he gets batshit crazy. Because he's crazier than Trump. Trump likes crazy, right? So it's a distraction. And people talk about Rudy's crazy shit that he said, and it's just a distraction. It's like, just adds another level. Trump's like a carnival guy, right? He's a genius, too. Like, people think he's dumb. He ain't dumb, fuck. So he's a genius. So he knows just how to fucking like throw another layer of chaos. Fuck. Witch hunt, FBI, Spygate, fucking. He just throws shit constantly, every day. New shit, tweet storm. And he's planted the seed of doubt, right? And the FBI are corrupt. They are useless, fuck, right? And he's very smart at this. You notice, like, you know who Rudy Giuliani has become? He's fucking Uncle Leo. You remember the episode of Seinfeld when Uncle Leo burnt his eyebrows off and fucking they were all in the doctor's chart file? And he went to the doctor and he looked all crazy because Elaine fucking put his eyebrows. And Buddy was like, I don't like your attitude, Leo. And he goes, what attitude? He goes, you're going to have to calm down. He goes, I am calm. And he's like, you're going in the chart. That's Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani is Uncle Leo. Rudy Giuliani has become Uncle Leo on Seinfeld. He's a batshit crazy old Uncle Leo. Well, you know, he could shoot the FBI director. You couldn't charge him. He could do whatever he wants. Like, It's like, what is this, North Korea? Fuck. Like, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at like Rudy Giuliani. Like, Trump spends 2 years denying that he even knows Stormy Daniels. And then Rudy Giuliani, oh, yeah, we funneled the money through a law firm. Funneled it. You know, now he's talking about shooting James Comey. It's like, dude, like, what lawyer does this? like I read a story the other day. Someone was saying that Rudy Giuliani should basically like be disbarred, that he's not competent enough to be like representing people. Look, I wouldn't let Rudy Giuliani represent me if fucking Blockbuster sued me for returning a video late at this point. Like, imagine going to court where Rudy Giuliani is your lawyer. Fuck. Giuliani would get up and say, you know, yeah, we all know he's guilty, but you know what? I'm Rudy, you know. It's like, no, that's not Uncle Leo. That's Jack. That's Jack, Sonny Vega. Well, you never think I never ridden a Cadillac before? I've ridden in a Cadillac thousands of times. Thousands. Giuliani's an idiot. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump. I'm saying that Giuliani's an idiot. And that Donald Trump is rolling him out there because it's a shit show entertainment storm and it distracts everybody. Why do you think Sarah Huckabee Sanders is the fucking spokesman? I'm the only person that's come up with this theory too, but I know it's right. Look, Donald Trump is a very vain man, right, with women. Donald Trump likes trophy chicks. He likes chicks that look like Ivanka. You know, he likes trophy-looking chicks and Melania, you know what I mean? Models. Every chick is ugly and a dog to him. And, you know, I remember the Miss America, she's a fat pig. And, like, he's a very, 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 very shallow person when it comes to looks, Trump. Yet he has fucking Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who's fucking hideous to look at, as the fucking press conference lady. Like, why do you think he did that? Because he knows that she's hard to look at. He knows this. So he's like, you know what? No one's going to want to watch her fuck. Right? So let's roll her out with the bad news every day. No one's going to want to watch. If you put a hot blonde chick out there, everyone's going to watch. And then everyone's going to realize all the fucking shit that's going on. So let's send her out there and less people will watch. It's actually diabolical, evil, and smart what he did. Like, he really is a genius, Trump. Whether you love him or hate him, like, you got to give him credit. He became president of the United States of America, for fuck's sakes. He's a nut job and he became president. Like, how do you not respect that? And I don't like his policies, but you got to respect the hustle. Yeah, like, I don't want to be mean and rip a woman's looks here, but she really is not, like, you know, she's a nasty person inside too, so it's easy to say, but yeah, she's hideous, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. It's her fucking faces she makes and shit. And I'm telling you, Trump is so shallow. There's no way in hell that he would have that chick do this unless there's a method to it that he realized less people will watch her because she's fucking nasty to look at. And he wants less people watching. Pretty smart. Yeah, New Jersey saying, I knew that was going to happen overtime. The only thing is overtime with that, the problem is Now the leagues could cause a problem again, but they can't really do much because the Supreme Court. I knew this was going to happen. I predicted this. I told you this. I said that New Jersey would play along and shit, and these governments would play along, the states would play along with the integrity fee until they got the license, until it was legal. And then they would say, fuck you. What are you going to do? I read a good tweet today. I talked about it earlier. Somebody said integrity fee for sports leagues is like the U.S. Mint asking for an integrity fee after you flip a coin. The sports leagues, dear God, Andy. Holy fuck, Andy. Oh my God, also, man. You guys are like... I would rather sleep with Hillary Clinton, fuck. She's not that bad. Listen, I don't have high standards, okay? I'm not sitting here as some guy that is saying, oh, I only do whatever. You're fucking insane. My dick couldn't get hard for Sarah Huckabee Sanders if you gave me 19 bottles of Viagra, fuck. Fuck, I think I'd fucking... I think I'd rather sleep with Caitlyn Jenner, fuck, than fucking Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Like, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, my God. Like, I'm actually put off by this. I'm actually, like, disgusted, fuck. Like, I was talking to you, we were talking, I was about to change the subject and go to sports, and I just see Andy talking about I'd do her. And I was like, oh my God. Like, you know, when you see something disgusting and you want to throw up, like, that's what I just saw. Like, I'm traumatized. Like, I would rather have slept with China, the wrestler, fuck. Like, that's what I would imagine. Like, man, no, I don't even want to talk about this. I don't want to get mean or anything and say something. But I got to tell you, there's no way in hell I'm going down there on her, fuck. Fucking sweaty Arkansas snatch. That ain't happening, fuck. All right, let's just change the subject, everybody. I apologize for my crude language. Let's just change the subject. All right, everybody change the subject, please. This is nothing good could come of this. They're going to shut us down too, fuck. I am uncomfortable. I feel bad I shouldn't have said that. I'm getting soft with old age. I'm like, yeah, you know. Yeah, change the subject. Yeah, give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. I told you, I do like Tiffany Trump, though. I'm not an Ivanka fan, but I like Tiffany. Like I said, Tiffany parties and shit like that. Ivanka ain't partying. Don Jr. is banging Kimberly Guilfoyle right now. Yeah, like basically, like if you're having sex and you're, you don't want to fucking, you don't want to finish it too fast. Think of Sarah Huckabee. Fuck, you'll last all night. Andrew Jameson would do Sarah. I really wouldn't. I'm not. And listen, I'll do anything, but I really wouldn't. I don't do viewers or listeners of the show either. That's like one thing. It's like nothing good ever happens from that either, especially in this Me Too era. Andy, what are you talking about, Andy? Are you drunk, Andy? Do you like Andy? Like what are you seeing here? What turns you on about Sarah Huckabee Sanders? Is it the crooked face, the cross-eyed, the mean look? Like I'd rather, like, honestly, like I would rather do like anyone than Sarah Huckabee Sanders. like what? Yeah, what do, like, is it the lazy eye? Is it the fucking, is it her attitude? Is it the way she nastily points at people? Is it the fucking sound? She has sounds emulating from her body during a press conference. She's like a talking fucking whale, fuck. She does not have a good body, fuck. I like shapely women. I like heavier women. Oh, fuck, that's tough, but Roseanne, fuck. She doesn't have a pretty smile. Everybody change the subject. No, I'm serious. Change the subject. It's my fault. I'm the one that brought Sarah Huckabee Sanders into this conversation. I'm very sorry.
Let me ask you if I can. Does the president believe that he is above the law?
Certainly not. The president hasn't done anything wrong.
The question isn't if he's done anything wrong. I guess the question is, does the president believe the framers envisioned a system where the president couldn't pardon himself, where the president could be above the law?
Certainly the Constitution very clearly lays out the law.
That's phone sex voice right there, fuck. That's phone sex voice right there. That's like fucking 1976 Doomy fucking voice, fuck. Wow, the president hasn't done anything wrong. Fucking next question. All right, everybody change the fucking subject, all right? Everybody change the subject, including me. I don't want any more bullshit, fuck. This is everyone change the subject. Now listen, I'm going to give everyone a clue here, all right? I don't want any more fucking Sarah Huckabee Sanders talk from anyone, and that includes me. It's going to be very hot in here. I don't want any more fucking around, any more bullshit.
Will you do me a kindness?
Leave.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be walking in and out of here to fuck up, and I got to come back.
I don't make any difference to me at this juncture. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Tony. Don't slam the fucking door.
Don't slam the fucking door. It never gets old. Listen, I'm going to give everyone a clue here.
Listen, I'm going to give a clue here now. I don't want any more bullshit anytime during the day.
I don't want more fucking around.
That includes me. It's going to be very hot, going to be very uncomfortable for everybody. Want anybody yelling? We get anybody yelling around here anymore today, and then the shit is going to hit the fan.
And they fit the diverse needs of a very big firm, and they fit the needs of a very diverse buyer segment. Why can't I remember? I wrote this stuff. Why?
I want to change the subject, but I see Sean Thompson. Oh, fuck me, man. John Thompson has the line of the night. Sarah Huckabee Sanders looks like she's fucking raised. She was raised by bears. You guys, we're going to go to hell, all right? We can't be ripping women looks like this. It's not right. The only thing is, it doesn't feel wrong with Sarah Huckabee. Like, she's so... She does kind of look, though, like, you know what she looks like? She looks like she went fishing and shit, and she fucking slipped and, like, fucking fell face first and hit a rock. Fuck. That's my opinion. She looks like, you know, she fell and she hit a fucking rock. I'll buy that for $1. That's good. Who said that? That pervert dude. Yeah, everyone stop. Everyone, it's true. Even me. I'm fucking, even me. I'm guilty. Just everyone stop. Ty Rich. That's pretty good. You're right. I'm going to give her that. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, you're right. She does look like someone you'd want on your softball team. You can see her like running some. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is the catcher, fuck. She looks like someone should be on the fucking mixed softball team. All right. Everyone's going to hell. Everyone needs to chill out.
Hey, kid, I know I'm ugly. I stuck my head out the window, got arrested for mooning. I know I'm ugly. I went to a freak show. They let me in for nothing. Kid, I was an ugly kid, too. How ugly?
Rodney Dangerfield. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is so ugly, she stuck her face out the window and she got arrested for mooning. If you guys want some ugly jokes, there's some ugly jokes. Like, you're so ugly you went to a freak show and they let you in for free. Tell your wife we apologize. I'm not, I really do apologize. If this was any other woman, I wouldn't be talking like this about her. But it's Sarah Huckabee Sanders, all right? She deserves it. She's a witch.
I was so ugly, my mother breastfed me through a straw. I'm ugly.
That's a good one. I was so ugly, my mother breastfed me through a straw. Oh, fuck. Good call, Alan Action. I would actually go celibate. I would rather never have sex again for the rest of my life than have sex with Ann Coulter or with Sarah Huckabee Sanders. See, I got no problem with the heavier women either. Look, I'm looking at Nia Jax here, and she's looking all right to me. Like, all right, how about Nia Jax? You guys, no. Condoleezza Rice, no. You stick your dick in Condoleezza Rice's mouth, your fucking dick's going to get lost in between the gap teeth. Fuck. It's going to get stuck. Ann Coulter, well, she is tall and stuff. So if you sort of turned her around and you weren't looking at her, but Ann Coulter has a face that's sort of a mix between a donkey and a mule and a horse. You know who's very, very repulsive as well? You know who's very repulsive as well? She looks like a dude, is Laura Ingraham. Larry Ingraham. Laura Ingram's pretty terrible too. Like Laura Ingraham is like very, very nasty looking as well. Like she's just got that sort of hateful look. Like she's got like a man jar face, and like she always just looks so angry. She's always got that disgusted look. Like the Fox, they all have their looks. Like Tucker Carlson always looks like kind of shocked. That's the Tucker Carlson look. So you're saying you can tell, you can walk into the studio and Tucker Carlson asks you what time it is, fuck. You tell him 6:30. I like to punch him in the face too, fuck. Chris Cyborg. I've seen pictures of Cyborg where she looks all right. All right, so you guys know, that guy, Dinesh D'Souza? You know Dinesh D'Souza? He just got pardoned by Trump. He fucking hates Barack. He's like a fucking right-wing fucking dude, Dinesh D'Souza. So, Dinesh D'Souza actually was doing Laura Ingraham in college. He was doing Laura Ingraham in college, and he left Laura Ingraham for Ann Coulter. Like, what are the odds? Fuck. Like, this guy is fucked, like the nastiest. Like, I don't know, what's that? Like Dinesh D'Souza. You see what he looks like? Like, how? Why is Dinesh D'Souza getting laid with all these fucking chicks in the Republican circle? Dinesh D'Souza probably has like a 14-inch dick or something. I mean, I don't know why he's getting all these chicks. That's a very, very tough question, Daniel Massler. But you know what? I would much rather punch Colin Cowherd in the face than Tucker Carlson. I loathe Tucker Carlson. I like to punch them all in the face. I like to punch. I don't like Sean Hannity either. And I'm not a pinko commie lefty here. I don't hate everyone on Fox News. I didn't hate Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly was entertaining. Greg Gutfeld, I think, is funny. Shepard Smith is good in a day. I don't mind Dana Perino. You know what I mean? There's a few. I don't hate everyone on Fox. But Sean Hannity, fucking old lumpy fuck. Yeah, that's what he says he knows karate. I'd like to find that out. Sean Hannity always bitches every day about New York liberals and shit as the guy lives in New York. It's like, you know, you have enough money. You could easily leave, Sean. You could go do the show anywhere you want in another city. You have enough to juice to do it. But no, you know, you're just a hypocrite. Greg Gutfeld is smart. He's a funny guy, that guy. Like Jay Will, exactly. Oh, Bet365 went dark, huh? All right, now we can officially all change the subject. I think we're all petered out now. We just discussed Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Laura Ingraham, Ann Coulter, Dinesh D'Souza, and every other repulsive right-wing bitch out there.
And a walk for Trout. 2 RBI.
7-6 Halos. For the record, I also find Rachel Maddow to be repulsive. Brooke Baldwin bothers me on CNN. It's not just the people on Fox and the right, just for the record. If you're right wing or listening right now, you're like, you guys just hate it on everyone on the right. I don't like a lot of people on the left either. Name names, I'll tell you I hate them. Fuck. Boom. What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys earlier? Did I not tell you the Angels are going to come back? Did I not tell you guys? I checked the fucking, you know, when the Angels were losing earlier in the game, I typed, fuck, don't worry, Angels will come back. Let's get this, Luke Shaw. But listen, fuck. The Angels already came back and took a 6-5 lead and fucking blew it. So we're not out of the woods yet.
Anna Navarro. That's a very good question, Finney. Nice call, McInnes. And yes, I would sleep with Anna Navarro. She's one of these chicks where at times I'm like, nah, I wouldn't do Anna Navarro. Then other times I'm like, yeah. And who am I kidding? Yeah. I would do Anna Navarro. I do like Brianna Keeler, yes. I'm a fan of Brianna Keeler. I think Brianna Keeler's hot. My favorite chick on CNN is actually the black chick that's rarely on. Renee Marsh. I'm a Renee Marsh fan. No one's going to know who it is, but I've always had a thing for a news chick. So I know every news chick in the industry. You name a news chick, I know her. But Diane Gallagher chick on CNN is pretty hot too. She's a reporter. No, Greta Van Sustren's face looks like fucking, like on that, on TMZ when they have the scrambled face? Or remember when you were younger and like you had scrambled porn? Greta's face looks like it's been scrambled. Fuck. Like Greta got some bad Botox that didn't go well. She got some real bad Botox that didn't go well. She looks like a clown. No, my favorite is the chick. She's batshit crazy, which is even better. Andrea Tantaros. She's my favorite one. And it appears as though like she's insane and she likes heavy metal too. So maybe I got a shot. Like I got to be on, like out of all those media chicks, if I could hook up with Andrea Tantaros, that'd be the one I'd go out with. That's good news that the Angels are scoring.
Something that Alex Gordon has done since making that transition from third base to left field. One of the best, most accurate.
Both 9-6.
For a left fielder. Albert jumps on that breaking ball.
Now we're getting a little bit of cushion here. Damn right. If I had more balls, I would have jumped in on the Angels. Fuck. When they were down, but I already had them, right? So I wasn't really panicking. I wasn't happy when it was 5-2, but Kansas City really are that bad now. Their pitching's terrible. It's funny too, because when Kansas City won the World Series and when they made it to the World Series, like KC were fucking good for 2-3 years there. The reason they were good was their bullpen. The reason, we'll change the subject, and I'm talking about the bullpens now, but the reason Andrea Tantaros doesn't work anymore is because she's fucking crazy. And she's suing Fox for a sexual harassment, except it appears like it really didn't happen. It really does. Like, it seems like she's
kind of like she jumped in on the train thinking that she was going to nail them and whatever, man. Like Roger Ailes fucking said a couple of things to her, but like I remember when I liked her. So I remember she was on the 5 every day, and then suddenly she wasn't on. And basically they got pissed off, sort of like Al Strachan. She wrote a book. She wrote a book and she fucking put like the Fox logo on the book and shit without like telling them. So she pissed off Roger Ailes, who was the boss at the time, the kingpin, right? So she pissed off Roger Ailes, and I think they suspended her, and she was supposed to shut up, and she didn't, like kind of like me. Like that's why I like her. Like, right away, she started sort of bitching on Twitter, and people were like, people love her, right? A lot of dudes like her, so they're like, "Where are you? Where are you?" And she's like, "Why don't you ask them where I am?" And they said, "Are you all right?" She said, "I'm fine, but whatever, I'm not on." And a week turned into 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And then Roger Ailes got fucking sued. And then the sexual shit all hit there. And then she tagged them. Bam. Fucking, she sued them. So she got greedy, I think like she sued them for like 40 million or something crazy. She wanted a lot of fucking money. She said like they ruined her career and shit. And she's literally gone through like 4 attorneys. Like her attorneys keep quitting and she's representing herself now, which is not a good sign of her sanity, right? Like, really? You're going to sue Fox and fucking Rupert Murdoch and you're going to fucking, you think you're going to beat their lawyers? You're going to take this to court, Andrea? What, you're going to fucking wear a low top, little top with the judge? Like the fact that she's lost every attorney leads me to believe there's no case. Because if there was a case, an attorney would put up with her being crazy. You know what I mean? To be like, whatever, she's nuts, but fucking, let's just fucking get the money out of Fox. And Fox would pay if they did something because they, and Fox are adamant. They're like, she's fucking crazy. She's just trying to tag on to all the money and the other claims. You know what it was, actually? It was Bill O'Reilly, It wasn't Roger Ailes. It was fucking creepy O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly went on her Facebook page or something and told her, said, "Oh, I saw pictures of you at the beach." Said, "I wish I was there," type shit. And then he basically told her, fucking, "Why don't you come out? I have a cottage. Why don't we go to the beach together?" Bill O'Reilly basically did hit on her. The thing is, though, is a coworker hitting on someone's sexual harassment? I don't really see it that way. She said, well, Bill O'Reilly was powerful at the network and it put me in a weird spot, but you know what I mean? Like Bill O'Reilly, they didn't deny it. Bill O'Reilly basically called her and said, "I think you're hot. Do you want to go out with me for a weekend? I have a cottage," type shit. And I think Roger Ailes told her to twirl once, I guess Roger Ailes said, "Wow, you look good today." And he said, "Can I see, can you twirl? Can I see the whole dress?" Basically, he asked to see her ass, essentially. I don't know, The thing is, that's the thing also, man. And I don't want to be a sexist pig here, but let's be real. Andrea Tantaros wasn't exactly the greatest political analyst in the history of politics here. There was a reason why she was at the end desk of the 5, right? Like she was smoking hot and her legs, like it was so distracting. She just sat there with her legs and she just had a bitch face, right? But not like nasty. She just sort of looked like disgusted all the time. And she would rip Barack for 5 minutes. Like she wouldn't say much, but she was hot and she had her little shtick down. Like she'd rip Barack. She'd be all mad. "I'm just disgusted that he did this." And, that was her little shtick. The thing is at Fox, all those women at Fox, guys, they don't pick those dresses and shit. Fox does. So Andrea Tantaros and a lot of the Fox anchors, she complained and shit. She basically stated that, they put me at the end of the desk. They made me wear short skirts because people think, oh, she's wearing a short skirt. No. Like, there's a wardrobe department there. Like, they don't get to choose what they wear. Fox decides what they wear. What's creepy is that I know so much about Andrea Tantaros and Fox. That's what's creepy. She dated the dude in Jane's Addiction. Fuck. I'm telling you, like, Andrea Tantaros, she's into fucking, like, metal and shit, like heavy metal. Not just, like, Rat and Motley Crue and shit. She likes metal. She's into it. So, in other words, I've got to hook up with Andrea Tantaros. Fuck. Let's make it happen. I should just, like, fucking lose all shame and dignity and just do one of those, like, fucking public, will you go out with me? It's like the kid going to the prom, the high school kid. I have a big crush on Andrea. Can you come to the prom with me? For me, it'll just be like, listen, fuck. I have a big crush. Will you come to a UFC event with me? That guy's doing Genie Bouchard now. Genie Bouchard's fucking career went down the hill, but yeah, you guys are talking about the NBA game. It's Wednesday night. It's not tomorrow. It's Wednesday. What do you think? The NBA plays every 2 days? Come on. I'm surprised the game's not Thursday, to be honest with you. Of course, I was going to end the show at 1. Now we are here rolling. Tomorrow night it will be a little shorter. I should be on the road tomorrow night, guys. Like I said, me and Cam are doing a radio show tomorrow from this ice cream shop. Once weed is legalized, it's going to be a weed and ice cream, like both. Like basically they're going to have like downstairs, it's like 2 levels. So like downstairs, they're going to have normal ice cream and snacks and everything, and coffee. And upstairs, if you want THC coffee and ice cream and shit like that. So, tomorrow I'll be pounding back the ice creams. Cam's tongue's better now, Massler. Doug Ford's done, fuck. Doug Ford's done, Will. He's toast. He's done for. It's not a good look, fuck, when Doug Ford's widow sues you for $16 million. Speaking of lawsuits, it's not a good look, fuck. And I like how Ford Nation turns on fucking Rob Ford's wife. Oh, she's been bought off. It's Rob Ford's wife, fuck. She fucking knows. Doug's a fuck up. The timing is suspicious, but you know what the timing is? It's basically her saying, fuck this guy. I'm going to fucking get him if he's going to keep all the money. Now, my own opinion is, listen, we all know that Rob Ford's wife had a problem with drugs, and she seems a little fucking kooky. So I'm sure that Doug Ford doesn't want to give her all the money because he thinks that, oh, fuck, but whatever. If it's her money, it's her money. And also, All you need to know, Big Will, about Doug Ford is look at the ads on TV this week right now. Tonight, there's like every second ad is a negative ad. And it's Doug Ford. And it's just anti-Andrea Horvath. So you notice like Doug Ford, they're not running ads about what Doug Ford's going to do because they don't want to show Doug Ford's face. They're like, don't vote for Andrea Horvath. Like it's to the point where Doug Ford isn't even in his own commercials. Like the Conservative Party doesn't want to put him in the fucking in the commercial. Fuck. So no, LeBron shouldn't have stayed in Miami. They won a championship. He won a championship for the city of Cleveland. No, exactly, degenerate Dean. What does it tell you? When a political party, when political ads are only negative and you don't even mention your own candidate, like it means that they don't even like their own candidate. It'll be fucking close though. Yeah, one thing. So about the NBA, guys, it's going to go 5 games. I was thinking sweep. I told you, I predicted 5 before it started. Boom, winner.
Mike Trout also a big game, but Justin Upton has got that swing together, hitting the ball the other way. Taylor's coming back. That's the 4th save of the season for Blake Parker. Solid come from behind victory. The Eagles down 19-3 when they get 10 or more hits.
19-3, 10 more hits. You know what? I had Justin Upton in my DraftKings lineup. My starting pitching fucking sucks so hard. Wow, what a terrible team I had today. Oh, I didn't even put Austin. No, I didn't. I went with McCutcheon. McCutcheon was a nice pick, though. 14 DK points. Miguel Andujar. This guy's on fire with the Yankees. Well, I went 1 and 2 with baseball. And as you guys know, as degenerate gamblers, 1 and 2 is a hell of a lot better than 0 and 3. Like 1 and 2 sucks, but we hit the hockey and shit, right? So it's not like we had a winning night or not an overall terrible losing night, but big difference by hitting this game.
Anyone else like to share? How about you in the back with the glasses, sir? My name's Bobby, and I am an addict. Hey, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
You know, you folks aren't here because you're gamblers. You are here because you are terrible gamblers.
Hey, Bobby.
These folks don't need to stop doing what they're doing. They just need to get better at it. Who's stealing?
Who's in? So as I was saying, so I think it's going to go 5 games, guys. LeBron James didn't get any motherfucking calls, all right? It's very rare that LeBron gets screwed like this, but he did. LeBron doesn't get any motherfucking calls in the first 2 games. The NBA is going to want to stretch this out a little bit. They don't want this shit to end like fucking right away. And quite frankly, the Cleveland Cavaliers aren't playing terrible. For all the negativity around them, they nearly won game 1. They were in game 2. They just fell apart. LeBron was kind of a dickhead and was bad vibing everyone. The NBA is going to – LeBron's going to get every motherfucking call. The Golden State Warriors are a 3-point shooting team. Curry's not going to hit 9 3-point shots on the road in both games. Cleveland have pride. Golden State are sort of trash talking them and shit now. There's a lot of animosity. Cleveland won't want to get swept, even if they know they're going to lose overall here. You know, they came back before. I don't think Cleveland are going to quit. And the fact of the matter is, you look, the Golden State Warriors didn't sweep anybody in the playoffs this year. Every series, they coughed it up on the road in one of the games. They were up 3-0 on San Antonio, and San Antonio were depleted. Fuck. They were up 3-0 on San Antonio, and San Antonio beat them outright. Golden State were up 2-0 on New Orleans. They went into New Orleans, and the New Orleans Pelicans fucking smashed Golden State. I remember everyone writing, oh, Golden State's got problems. And remember, like fucking New Orleans beat them like 125-88 or something like that. And then the Warriors beat them again like 2 straight after that. Houston Rockets. Golden State goes in there to Houston, kicks the shit out of the Rockets. Everybody says the series is over. They beat them by 40. Blah, blah. The series is over. Houston suck. Fucking Houston beat them by 22 in the next game. The fact of the matter is Golden State have not been invincible on the road. You know, they basically will win a game and then lose a game on the road, or lose a game and then win a game on the road. So I think it'll be the same thing. Golden State will split in Cleveland. Listen, it's only Monday right now, but I'm leaning with Cleveland, and I don't even like Cleveland. Yeah, I got a big future on Golden State, but I'm leaning with Cleveland, to be honest with you, in Game 3. I can see Cleveland winning Game 3. LeBron's going to be a man possessed. The refs are going to hook him up with every motherfucking call. They'll win Game 3. Golden State will wake up and say, "Oh fuck, we don't want them to tie it," and then they'll beat them in fucking Game 4, and they'll go back home and beat them in 5. All right, so we're going to wrap up in a couple of minutes here, guys. So just give me a second. I'm going to go to the bathroom. But, yeah, this isn't my official pick yet, Tyler, or anyone. But I'm leaning with Cleveland in this next game and then Golden State after. Like, Golden State in 5. LeBron's prop will be 35.5. Yeah, those of you in Canada, check out our boy Jazz's website, Lake Country Smoke. Feel free to give it a plug there. If you guys are in Canada, Jazz has a mail order service. Fun show tonight. Could have been better. You know, listen, we did well with the hockey. When it was all said and done, I ended up losing a couple of bucks tonight, but I'm not going to panic about it. It could have been way worse. Like, it was a big difference winning this last hockey game. Like, I won money in the hockey game. I was plus money coming out of the hockey game, but I went 1-2 at baseball night here. And what are you going to do? Fuck. It is what it is. Can't cry. Johnny Manziel will be starting the next game. And it's not so much because, he's won the starting job. They're resting their starter. It's the last preseason game. The CFL, they only play 2 preseason games. So maybe we'll take a look at the under here. They're playing the Montreal Alouettes. The Alouettes have a hard time scoring. And Johnny Manziel, one thing I noticed about Johnny Manziel is there's a lot of dink and dunk. Like June Jones was talking about how Johnny Manziel doesn't really know the playbook. You know, he's just gotten there. So they're like, the offense is very simplified for him. And he was 9 for 11 in the game the other day, but it was all like dink and dunk shit. And dink and dunk takes a long time to go up and down the field. So if there's another high total in this game, we'll grab the under. Overnight baseball lines. You know what? I might even go to the fucking Blue Jay game tomorrow. Like I said, I'm doing a show from 4 to 7 at this fucking cafe with Cam. And I got to do the show tomorrow night there, this show. So I either come home at 7 o'clock and go back there at 10 o'clock, or I just cross the street and say, fuck it. I haven't gone to a Blue Jay game this year. It's the Yankees. There's no basketball or hockey tomorrow. Maybe I'll go over fucking check out the Yankees Blue Jays tomorrow night. It's CC Sabathia and Marco Estrada. So these are the overnight numbers. Yankees are minus 165. Blue Jays are plus 155. Yankees just played a doubleheader today. It's not a great scheduling spot for them. Detroit and Boston. Tigers been playing some good baseball. They're big dogs here tomorrow. Lewicki versus Stephen Wright. Stephen Wright, a minus 200 favorite. Detroit might be worth a look for you underdog bettors if you got the kahunas to do it at plus 175. Oakland and Texas is a shit show. Manaea versus Matt Moore. Matt Moore is terrible. James Paxton is anything but terrible. Great pitcher. Seattle at Houston. Big series there. Seattle are balling. Keuchel's minus 127 against Seattle and Paxton. Paxton plus 117. We've got the Angels tomorrow night again. Angels and KC. Andrew Haney against Brad Keller. Angels are the same thing, minus 195, minus 190, depending on the book. Tampa Bay Rays are in Washington tomorrow. Scherzer's just motherfucking money, this guy. Scherzer will be in a parlay for me tomorrow. Like, I just bet on Max Scherzer every time he pitches. Fuck. The guy's a motherfucking stud. I don't want to mush him or anything, so I'll shut up, but he's a fucking stud. He's really into this Capital shit. He's been going to the games. Saw him dressed up in uniform there in the stands. He had a stick and shit. Fucking, he was talking about how the other day, the last start that he pitched, the Capitals were playing, and he said how cool it was because he wasn't batting. There was a DH. So in between innings, he was going in the clubhouse, and he said he was watching the hockey game. And then he still pitched a shutout. Like, the guy's just a fucking stud. He'll shut Tampa Bay down. You can lay a run and a half, maybe. We'll find it with a parlay or something. You got Baltimore and the Mets. That's a shit show. Vargas and Cobb. Milwaukee's at Cleveland. Corey Kluber's minus 200. A lot of people in the public are going to jump on the Indians here with Kluber, but the Indians are money burners. Milwaukee could be worth a look here with Junior Aguirre tomorrow, plus 190. You're getting a damn good baseball team with Milwaukee at plus 190. I'm not giving any picks right now, but my overnight lead here. Sometimes you got to take a shot with these underdogs. My overnight lead is I'll take a shot with the two underdogs. I'll take the Detroit Tigers at plus 175 in Boston and Milwaukee plus 180 in Cleveland. One of them hits, you win. Fuck, both of them win. You're fucking in big night. The White Sox and the Twins play a doubleheader tomorrow. There's no lines out because they never know what the fucking starting lineups are going to be with doubleheaders. There'll be a line out in the morning, whatever. The rotation's all over the place with the start times. We got Newcomb tomorrow with Jordan Lyles. San Francisco have now won a bunch of games in a row. Fuck. Even though they got everyone hurt. Madison Bumgarner pitches tomorrow against Corbin. The Braves are minus 130 in San Diego. Newcomb versus Jordan Lyles. Jose Urena. Jose Urena is a good pitcher. He just doesn't have any good luck. The Cardinals, though, are playing really good baseball. Carlos Martinez minus 210. And here's another live dog tomorrow. The only problem is Zach Elfin's a fucking gas can against Kyle Hendricks. But Philadelphia is a decent team, and you're getting them at plus 180, man, against the Cubs. We got Colorado minus 112 on the road in Cincinnati. And the Los Angeles Dodgers are hot, right? I like the Dodgers here. Dodgers minus 125. Stripling. Stripling's another fucking dude. Really good pitcher. Pittsburgh are fading fast. Dodgers are starting to heat up right now. You know, Dodgers were like, you know, falling apart a couple of weeks ago. They're racking up the wins if you look. I think the Dodgers are like 12-3 now. We know the Dodgers are a streaky team too. Stripling's a really good pitcher. I like a couple of these baseball. We'll have some baseball picks tomorrow for you. You can follow me on Twitter. I post my baseball picks on Twitter around 6:30, 7 at night before the games. I give them on the radio and I give them the Patreon too. So I'm not hiding them, but you know, if you want the picks, tune into my radio show. I give the picks in the 6:30 hour. All throughout the whole show, we talk about the picks, but 6:30 to 7 on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network is really the pick segment. I post them on Patreon and I release them on Twitter. I post them, I copy and paste and put them on Twitter later too. So we out of here. So like I said, right now, I'm taking a look at these overnight lines right now, these overnight underdogs. I'm not going to bet them right now, but I don't have a problem betting baseball underdogs. You know, Detroit are playing good baseball now. You get Detroit at plus 170, Philadelphia Phillies at plus 180. And because you know what's interesting? I'm telling you, it's a trap, man. The Chicago Cubs are playing good ball. They're like the Dodgers. The Cubs are starting to heat up now. Rizzo's starting to hit the baseball. Bryant's starting to hit the baseball. So the Cubs have been winning games. The Cubs are like a trendy, like public team. So I guarantee you tomorrow, Johnny Public's going to look at this and go, oh, the Cubs are hot. The thing is, the Cubs are back home now. Teams always lose that first game back. And they're minus 200. I could see them losing. Fuck. Detroit going in there, catching them. Or sorry, Philadelphia going in there and catching them. Philadelphia are a good team. You know, Philadelphia could win that game. So my overnight leans, they're not official picks. The leans, though. LA Dodgers minus 125. Philadelphia Phillies plus 180. Detroit Tigers plus 175. And Milwaukee Brewers plus 180. Brewers are a fucking very profitable team. Brewers plus 180 in Cleveland. Those three underdogs I like with the Dodgers. And I'm all about the dogs, but I kind of think the Yankees win. Aaron Judge is 0 for 5 tonight. Struck out. Detroit, they were in Detroit. Detroit to Toronto is an extremely close trip. So these guys are in bed in Toronto right now. They'll be fine for tomorrow night. And quite frankly, the Blue Jays are a fade team right now. Sabathia and Estrada. Yankees probably crushed them. Oh, and Max Scherzer's a favorite. So, yeah, we'll get in on that favorite. But, all right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Fun show here tonight. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't. Remember to watch all the SBR videos during the day and support SBR. They're great people, great content. They're giving this shit to you for free. Check out the SBR rating guide. Check out the new SBR odds page as well in beta. No, not good show, Van Fop. Great show. Nah, there's no customs. They cruise right through that shit. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow night live from the shop. We'll see you on the radio tomorrow. Big Man on Campus with me on radio tomorrow at 4:20. Other than that, you're on your own. May the winners be yours. Later.